since he wore purple all the time, could we legally call him the Grapist?
Why everyone going with the Mephisto theories? I was like,
Why are you running? Like, I just flew all the way out here. I've been looking for you for years, and you're just gonna run from me?
Constantly, that's just the entirety of his miniseries self-inspiration. And here we are.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fine episode of the Happy 616th Marvel Family Podcast. Today, we are celebrating our 50th episode. Yay!
Oh my goodness.
50th anniversary!
I'm surprised we haven't
Yay.
been canceled yet. It's amazing.
I know.
I mean, we are immune.
We gotta wait for
immune to
the
cancel
10.
culture.
Yeah, we gotta wait for like the 10 minutes stuff before we can start cursing. So, with all the shenanigans that we say on this podcast, it's a surprise that we haven't been canceled already. And we're speaking to an audience of none as of now, but that's okay. You know, they can always go back and they can just re-listen to all the stuff that we're saying right now. But so glad to be here. Hopefully, here's to another 50 episodes that nobody wants to listen to except us, because it's the Cool Kids Club, no girls allowed. So today, if you're listening to this and you're not in the audience, as I mentioned, we're celebrating our 50th episode. And since we are in the month for American Thanksgiving, not throwing the shade to anybody, promise.
My poor Canadian heart.
Yeah, I know. I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm not. Anyway, since
guess who's the Canadian chat?
since it is that void,
F for the Canadians.
yeah, for the Canadians. Since it is that void between Halloween and Christmas that everybody seems to forget about, we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving a little bit early and or late, depending on where you are from. And we're just going to be talking about what we're thankful for, you know, and it can be about anything. Since it is a number 5 episode, it is technically a cheat day, so you guys are more than welcome to talk about whatever you want, as long as it doesn't summon the high heads of YouTube coming down to our channel, and then all this Marvel content's gone forever. So tread lightly.
Then I can finally retire.
Yeah.
just ride off into the sunset.
What happens when audio anomalies taken down? Then I rest.
I'm free.
He goes to his farm. He goes to his farm.
And I watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, welcome guys. Thank you guys very much for sticking with me and putting up with all my crap for almost 2 years now. I mean, Kane, you've been doing this longer,
Man.
but when it comes to the podcast,
I've known you. I mean, I've known you since we were like what, 15, 16 that we've been putting up with all this.
closer, 16, I'd say, because that's like mid years in high school.
Yeah.
So
Man.
since we were teen lads.
The good old
Since we
days.
were since we were wearing graphic T-shirts and going to movie theaters for every like new Marvel movie that came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who
Yeah,
does
have you guys
that? Yeah.
burned your graphic T-shirts?
Well, that was a tradition of me and Hatters, is that it was me, him, and his brother, and every time a new like DC movie or a new Marvel movie came out, the very like that weekend, we'd be like, hey, we're going pick everybody up, we're going to the movie theater. Like that was our tradition, man. That's what we
Oh,
loved to do
yeah.
back then.
I'm sorry, I'm just still imagining it like the Punisher burning down his house, but with your T-shirts. I'm not the funny Hatter anymore.
They call me, you call me the Punisher, the big bad Punisher. Here I am.
You're gonna burn down my house.
Hatter's going through his edgy phase again.
Break out the Ozzy Osbourne glasses.
Yeah, bring out the Ozzy Osbourne glasses. It's like, hey, where is he at? I don't know, but if you look at Hot Topic, he's probably there. So, yeah, what are you guys thankful for, huh? And you can be like thankful for like multiple things. I don't
Have
care how
That's
you
true.
guys ever had water before? It's pretty good. I'm thankful for that.
water. No.
We need water. We're very thankful for water. We
I
need
did have water just
Oh, yeah.
before. So, yeah.
It's pretty
As
good.
a
You should
drunk
try it
on a
again.
pier, it's that stuff it's that clear stuff that's less salty, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you having the
Has-
salty variant?
It also has no taste.
Mm.
Wait,
Except
it
for
does? It doesn't?
except for Dasani.
What water are
Dasani-
you having?
Except for
I told you,
Except
I live
for,
on a pier.
except
We
for
got the
Dasani, because Dasani tastes like piss in a bottle.
It doesn't taste like
That's
piss.
true,
It
yeah.
tastes like plastic.
I also
Yeah.
forgot to mention, now is a good time to talk about our sponsor, Dasani. Yeah, it's great, isn't
Yeah, this episode is brought to you by Dasani water.
Dasani,
Imagine we
piss in
like,
your mouth.
imagine if we actually just straight up advertised it that way, but it just upped their ratings because we gave it to like people with piss fetishes.
Oh. Alright, well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Well-
It's been fun.
Yeah, like the CEO of Dasani is like gentlemen, it appears that we have hit a market that we did not know existed. In fact, we weren't even sure
True
that they were
story.
paying attention to us whatsoever.
Podcast is
Then
obviously
again-
gonna do numbers because
Yeah.
we got partnered by Dasani.
It-
That would be
I-
the best partner.
I wish for the day. I mean, more than likely not going to happen because I'm not going to allow advertisement on this podcast.
Yeah.
But if we ever do get sponsored like by someone, I really wish that we can figure out a way to like shit on the product, but also make it like likable, like how Ryan Reynolds did with the.
It is a
fucking Honda
genius
Odyssey.
move.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Do you mean like that episode of iCarly where they had to sponsor those shoes, but then they made it to where it's like they were actually trashing him the whole time?
Yeah, something like that. But like we
Yeah.
can get away with like
I love that.
talking shit about a product because like in Deadpool and Wolverine when he's like what the fuck is this? We're not doing the Honda Odyssey. And then like later after they have their fight, he's like I take it all back. The Honda Odyssey.
Odyssey
hard.
hard.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds does it in a way that seems like, it's rude and stuff of like, towards this product, but then like it's so integral to the movie that, you might as well be back in the 80s in terms of how integral the product was in
Yeah,
saving the
right.
day.
It reminds me of Terminator 2 when he's like running all over the shopping mall trying to run away from the T1 is it T1000. It's like, hey kid, you see the Pepsi in my hand? You see the Pepsi machine
No,
down
yeah.
the hall? Are you thirsty yet?
Yeah.
Made me thirsty right now. I gotta go get a Pepsi. I'll be right back.
I was thinking like Krispy Kreme and Power Rangers where like that was the location
Oh
of
my
the central
God.
Wait, was it
Well,
really?
and they've just mentioned that the Krispy Kreme is just like where they need to go, like the
Dude,
entire site.
I don't remember that. I haven't seen Power Rangers in years. I don't remember the Krispy Kreme.
Oh, it's
drank
from like the
remember
live
that.
action reboot movie, like the high
Oh.
budget one.
Oh, that's
yeah.
why I never saw that.
Yeah, with
Yeah, you
Elizabeth
can watch it
Banks.
right here on stream.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, so don't like that.
No, I'm good. I'll be
Yeah.
like, well, good night.
Power Rangers is what I did. So after I saw Power Rangers, I did the exact same thing that I did after I watched Venom: Let There Be Carnage. I just got a big bottle and started drinking my fears away and watched Ted Lasso until the sun.
Chug,
the sun
chug, chug,
A
chug,
big
chug,
bottle of
chug,
water,
chug,
that is.
chug.
Dasani
Big
water.
bottle. Yeah, this big bottle of
Available
Dasani
now.
plastic piss water.
Oh, yeah.
What's your go-to drink of choice when it means like trying to forget? I'm trying to forget what you just saw 2 hours
Give us the
ago.
recipe. What we got here?
I mean, that's just a secret way of having someone admit their alcohol problems. Like,
Starling, thank you for joining the stream. And yes, Pisani, that's what it should be.
Yes.
No,
Oh, yeah.
you want to know what my drink of choice is?
Oh, what do we got here?
OTPs.
OTPs.
OTP.
Other
I'm
people's
gonna
alcohol.
pretend I know exactly what that is.
Or or WFs, whatever's free.
Classic.
What is
Can't
this?
beat
We
free.
called it jungle juice. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's free,
It's like
right?
whatever's free.
yeah.
Oh.
Man. So, yeah, we're thankful for. And to tell you the truth, being thankful for pieces of media this year is like what I'm normally thankful for on my Canadian Thanksgiving.
Ah.
What's that?
And it's the Thanksgiving that we have earlier in October.
Oh,
That sounds like American blasphemy. But
Yeah,
continue.
God.
for Canadian Thanksgiving, they don't cut up a turkey; they cut up a moose.
And when we have
Um,
Christmas, they have Halloween.
Oh.
we actually do the moose on Christmas, but
Oh, man.
Honestly, yeah, it just put the antlers as like the tree topper.
I can actually see like a Christmas decoration instead of like all the reindeer in Canada. It's just all moose.
It's all it's all moose
That'd be
themed
so
stuff.
good.
it is true. Our Santa lore has the moose carry.
I knew it.
Oh my god. I'm moving to
I'm
Canada
joking.
again.
But yeah, when it comes to like media, because like so many of my stuff got canceled. Like, God
Oh,
damn.
man.
Like I can't even name like how many of my goddamn stuff got canceled. Like so many.
Oh,
Kind of sad.
I think
Hey.
for media, if I'm grateful for any media this year, it's either Deadpool and Wolverine being like the only movie that I genuinely enjoyed in theaters this year, because it was the only one I wanted to see because everything else was crap. Or two, I'm thankful for Critical Role for getting me through my my phase of Game of Thrones. So thanks to HBO Max.
Hey.
They're always awesome, so I can't really like go for that one. Like they're awesome every year.
That's pretty much been my whole year. My whole year's literally been like researching Dungeons and Dragons, and then like
Right.
it was like Deadpool and Wolverine for like a month, and then the rest of it after that
The
was
entire
finishing
month,
game. Well, because it was the only movie that was out that I wanted to see, so I was like, well,
Yeah.
I want to go see a movie, so I'll go see Deadpool and
Yeah.
Wolverine like 3 times.
Hey.
There is a lot less movies. Yeah,
Worth it.
yeah.
It was worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Media wise, I gotta say I'm very thankful for Godzilla. I guess I got to see 2 Godzillas this year.
Oh,
Um,
sweet.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It was a
Is the
-1.
Yep, there was -1, and then Godzilla and Kong or X Kong.
Mm,
There's
that's
the
Yeah.
highly superior Godzilla -1, which
Very
objectively
superior.
a better movie.
It was
in every
amazing.
way.
Oh, yeah.
But then
That movie
also
had me
thankful
crying a couple
for-
tears.
I know, dude. Acting so good in that. And then I'm very thankful for Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, for being fucking stupid and silly and action packed, and was the perfect movie to get drunk to with my dad.
One
So
time.
glad in theater. A
was,
giant.
This is why Funny Hatter was removed from the review scores because they couldn't play that. Over the
Godzilla
trailers.
X Kong was like the beginning of a bad weekend for me because I went to go see it at one of those like dine-in movie theaters. It's I think it's
Oh,
like
like Elmer's House.
yeah, kind of like that. I went to go
Mm.
see it, had a good time. Yeah, the movie's dumb. Yeah, it's silly, but I was laughing and had a good time because it made me feel
Yeah.
like a kid watching the old like Showa movies from the 70s.
Yeah.
Like they were so good.
Exactly.
Um,
I absolutely
But
love when Kong uses
the downside-
like, Diddy Kong as a club.
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna teach you how to respect your elders. It just uses him as a
Bam.
nunchuck.
If only that was legal. Like if a kid bites you, you're legally allowed to pick them up, use them like nunchucks, and then throw them in.
The worst part was that when I was in the theater and that happened, I started laughing out loud, and there were like maybe 7 people around me that were just shocked because they couldn't believe that I was laughing at that. And I was like, "What? It's funny! Like it's a
What's wrong
fictional
with them?
character.
Pretty funny.
It's a fictional character. Who cares?"
Well, I was like when I saw that, like people were like busting out laughing when they saw that part.
Well, that movie though was kind of the beginning of a bad weekend for me because I went to go see it on a Friday. Actually, no, it was Saturday. And then Sunday, I had to go to the Ren Fair for Magic Weekend. And unfortunately, before I went to the Ren Fair, the food that I had at that theater watching Godzilla Kong the New Empire gave me food poisoning.
Oh, no.
So, and also when I went to the Ren Fair, it was cold and it was overcast, it was windy, and it was raining. So it wasn't really a great weekend to be me that week.
Man.
It was so bad.
Arr.
I mean, there were pirates there, yes, Christopher.
Ah, true. Yeah.
I think that was the weekend after was when they do that one.
Really? I thought they
I guess
had like
there
a
is
whole,
one thing.
I mean, if it's the same one that I'm thinking of, like they have like their whole
Yeah,
pirate
the-
section. Time.
Well, no, I mean like the weekends because I think the Magic weekend, which is the one I went to, was the very first week of March, and then I think Pirates weekend is right after. I think.
Oh, so now they're actually doing themes.
Yeah, they do every single weekend is a theme. Like they have one's based on like Valentine's Day, one's based on like the King and Queen, one's based on like I don't know. There's like a whole bunch of them. You can check it out on the Arizona Renaissance Fair's website.
Oh,
It'll
We should
show
do
you.
that
then
more
I-
often.
Don't worry.
It'll show you everything you need to know.
We keep everything current for the Ren Fair. Yeah. Things to freshen up once in a while, and not just feel like it's just the same thing every single time that everyone expects.
Yeah.
I do want
Another-
to go to some other ones, but that would require me to go on vacation out of the state, and that is way too expensive. So I can't afford
Oh,
that.
That is,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's
you
good.
gotta come over to the one here over in Houston.
I
Dude,
want
it
to.
makes-
I want you
it
so
makes-
bad.
It makes Arizona look like a park.
I've heard so many good stories about the Ren fairs in Texas. I want to go to them so bad. I want to go so bad.
We'll plan a trip.
Yeah, for the 100th episode, let's do it.
100th
For
episode.
the 100th episode, for the 100th episode, we're gonna go to the Texas Ren Fair.
Yeah, we're gonna make it a live vlog now.
We're gonna film it as
a.
a real. We're gonna film it as a vlog of us all dressed in Ren Fair gear. We're gonna put up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to, according to make sure that we're fitting with the theme of the podcast, we all have to dress up as Marvel characters from the year 1602.
Yeah.
Oh
let's get
God, no!
it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. that'd be
I actually
I
sick.
love their outfits.
I did that
yeah.
for one of the Renaissance festivals over in Arizona.
Mm.
I did my best to copy the Daredevil one. It looked bad,
Oh.
but I'm very proud wearing it.
That's a Daredevil
And
one.
one guy, I kid you not, like one guy who worked over at the Ren Fair, and this wasn't when you were there, Kane. It was when I was with other people. But like he saw my costume and he was working there, and he's like a sire without fear, and like he said it again. He's like, you know, we're wearing a pine the entire time, and then like he caught it, and he's like, dude, I love your costume.
That is really cool. I thought he was gonna
Oh,
burn
but-
you at the stake when you said
Witch!
that he was coming over to you there and the compliment your thing.
He's like, you're gone. You're cooked.
We don't take kind to cripples in this place.
There is one.
I
for
thought it was about the
Ghost Rider.
devil gear, not about
What
the
are you doing?
not about being blind.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Well, I
I
mean,
just
if you
found
see,
one for Ghost Rider, so I might I could probably make that a possibility.
Hey,
Ooh,
all
that
right,
makes-
all right.
Ghost
Yeah,
Rider,
that'd be a
like,
cool
Well, that we can
combo.
do it.
that'd be pretty badass. Get like a whole set of like knight armor, spray paint it black, or make it look like parts of it were burned, and then like just have like the head light ablaze. That'd be
I really do want to get a set of like knight armor just for myself because I kind of want to walk through the Ren Fair dressed as a paladin. But the problem is because I live in Arizona, if I try to wear that, I'm probably going to die of a heat stroke within the
Yeah.
first
Oh,
10
yeah.
minutes of walking in the
true.
park. So it's
Yeah.
probably not going to be a
You
good
need
idea.
like a million contingencies for that one, yeah.
Like a cooling vest, have
boy.
like 3 fans on me at all
Yeah,
times.
exactly.
Like, yeah.
With Starling
That'd
says
be
in the chat, forsooth, hast thou been wenching?
Benching.
Oh, cosplay film. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Starling,
That's
what are you doing in the
Yeah.
chat? Come join us in the podcast. Is Starling in the?
Oh, she's.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she's on the server.
Hold on, I need to add people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do I do it? We were talking about
But,
wenching.
Yeah. Really.
A lot of good things to be grateful for this year, but thank God for Deadpool and Wolverine giving us one
Yeah.
good comic book movie this year compared to all the other terrible stuff that's come out this year.
I mean, we've had some good stuff this year, frankly. Yeah, despite the strikes, I definitely admire the effort on what they already had up their sleeve for cool stuff.
What
Like,
was
for
the
instance, we had 2 awesome villain shows actually, at the same time.
Yeah,
With
that's true.
with villains of Ruthless Natures getting their own shows and not redeeming at the end for both of them, incredibly.
Yeah.
Being Agatha Harkness herself and Ascapia,
Hey.
to rule Gotham and
I was just looking.
really,
I just looked up the list of
Iconic.
some of them. I just looked up some of the movies that came out in 2024 because some of these I forgot. I forgot that there was a Winnie the Pooh movie. There was a Ronald Reagan movie.
Yup.
Civil War. I didn't even pay
Yep.
attention to that one. Long Legs. That's another one.
quite a few stuff that came out.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, there's a lot of Fall Guy, Alien Romulus.
Yeah, this has been a good
It
year
was
so far.
mostly A24's year again due to the
Yeah.
Well, it was a lot of
extension, but-
thriller. Oh yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I forgot
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
That was another
That's a good
good
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Siri,
probably a good one.
Siri
'cause
from The Witcher probably was the one who gave the humans their first win in the series ever.
Oh god, I just like the remake of Roadhouse on Amazon Prime. Ugh, god, that was terrible.
If it ain't Patrick Swayze, I'm not there, man.
It's like they had Conor McGregor became an absolute meme because of the role that he played in that movie. It just shows up. He's like, "Where is everyone?"
I know, like the way that he walks too. It's not even like a walk; it's more like a
He walked like a cartoon character.
Yeah,
We gotta
you
get
just
him in this
skip
podcast
place.
one day. The Conor McGregor episode.
Oh, dude,
oh boy, here I go, beating people again.
I would have a field day talking with Conor McGregor. I would just talk crap to him the whole time. Like,
Wait for
oh
episode
man,
60, it's coming.
I would kill for that.
or McGregor.
Let's see,
Oh yeah,
what we got
Legend
here.
of Vox Machina.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Kate, we're just talking about that. Yeah, the
Legend of Vox Machina.
Yeah.
Season 3 put me through an emotional roller coaster. Like,
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
like I was like, wait, that's not how this happens in the stream. Why is it changed on the show? Like, why are we doing this? Like, no, like, fix it now. Why are you doing this? Like, it like made I cried a couple times. I was like, no,
Oh,
no, not this, anything but this.
No.
Yeah, they went to some really amazing places.
It was
Nerding
great
out.
though.
Stay
Like
fresh.
for character building. Oh man, it was a
Oh, yeah.
great season.
Absolutely, yeah.
We can watch it now on
Yeah.
stream as well. That's good.
All the episodes are available on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So if you want to check it out, by all means.
Yeah.
It was on
Absolutely, yeah.
Netflix.
No.
Oh, it's
No,
it's an Amazon
no, it's
Prime.
Amazon.
Oh,
It's because they own Twitch, which does the
Mm.
streams for Critical Role, so that's how they
Yeah,
managed to
yeah.
like get the partnership.
Oh
deal.
yeah.
Oh, so we got a
Um,
question from. Oh, so real quick before I
What we
answer.
got here?
So Starling, I sent you a friend request on Discord so we can add you into the chat if you like. Yeah, the Underway has asked us. I also call him because,
Man. Yes.
a man.
Yeah. Oh man.
What do you all think of the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight? I watched. I literally was telling you guys about it. I watched two.
I have seen it live actually.
Yeah.
I was
watched the
there in the
first-
stands. Yeah, I was right there.
Yeah,
You
Oh,
went to it?
amazing, Chris!
Of course, yeah. I was actually.
How much was
yeah.
that? How much was that ticket?
Oh, $10 million, man. Had to sell the
Oh,
house.
man.
Worth it though.
And can you lend me a couple million? I could
Yeah,
really
yeah.
use
It's coming in the
some
mail.
right now.
Don't worry.
don't worry about it.
I'm
See,
gonna need
that's
about. I need
why-
about. Just give me about two and a half million. I'm good.
Yeah,
That'll
I
last me
can-
10 years.
I can do that. Yeah,
That's
not
why
bad.
Chris is not worried about money for when it comes to the like the audio dramas because he's already loaded.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like me. My sister comes home. Who sold our house? Me in Phoenix going to a weekend concert. Like front row seats and everything.
Who the hell is in our house? Oh, this actually isn't our house anymore. So sorry.
It is
It's the
our
weekend's house now. I just show up with the deed and just hand it to him and like the meet and greet, be like, "Here you
Here you
go.
go, buddy."
I bought this for your concert, so congratulations."
But to go back to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul thing,
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 minutes of it, just like I told these guys earlier before it came on, and I turned it off. I did not like what I saw at all.
There, There was someone who did a TikTok video I saw where he was it was before the fight started and he goes, "Oh, this is my prediction." And everyone was predicting that Tyson was going to win. I had Tyson by knockout in 4 rounds. That was my choice. But then this guy, he did a video and then he stitched it like 2 hours later and he goes, "Okay, now I'm watching Creed because reality is very disappointing." I'm like, "Wow. It was that bad?" And then I watched it, the whole replay of it after work.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a snooze fest. That was the worst fight I've ever seen in my life. Like that was so bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go watch Rocket. Yeah, it's funny. I saw a news article title. I didn't read it. I just remember just seeing it like as I was getting off work. It says like a Netflix stock might go down after Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. I'm like, Jesus
That's
Christ.
they had
gotta be good, right?
I heard they also had like buffering issues when they were
Yeah.
trying
Oh
to
yeah,
show
they,
the
they
fight.
had a terrible issue when I was watching it live, where like it was constantly buffering. They clearly could not take the amount of people who entered, which like really makes the whole statements of like Jake Paul and everyone there like going, "Oh, I'm so proud that everyone attended and all this," and it's like yeah, and crashed all the servers here.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
everybody.
the event was. I'll give them credit for that. The event was so big they crashed the servers for Netflix. That's actually really impressive. I'll give them that. That's good.
I mean, it is, but they've crashed it for less. When a new show drops, they've been unprepared for that too.
I was just about to say, because like when Luke Cage dropped after Jessica
yeah.
Jones,
Right.
Netflix.
Oh, they
Netflix
crashed it for that.
No, they crashed
Yep.
because everybody wanted to watch Luke Cage.
Yeah, man.
Oh wow.
It was an impressive turnout.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So like he had like a lot of setup going for him. Not only did he appear on Jessica Jones, but also we had 2 shows beforehand with Jessica and Daredevil. So
Well,
like,
yeah,
there's
they
a lot of
were
build-up.
really hyping up Defenders, so it was like that Avengers like hype.
In the second half, like they had already made the announcement on the show to the mainstream public. As even before Daredevil, they announced that the Defenders were happening. But to the mainstream public, we got like a trailer and stuff like that around the Luke Cage Iron Fist period, which is a smart move when we reached Iron Fist. But
I really wish that I wanted Iron Fist to be good. I really wanted to like it, but
absolutely.
You know the term Phantom Menace from Chris Stuckman by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with it, it's basically like you trick yourself into not really tricking. You're coping with like a piece of media or like something that you either read, watched, played. You're coping as much as you can to like convince yourself, hey, I really like that. And when in actuality, like your subconscious like tells you, yeah, no,
this is not good.
That was not good. That's exactly how I felt with Iron Fist. And then I watched the second one and it's like, well, it was better than the first one.
That was me with Batman v Superman when it came out in theaters, because the first time I saw it, oh my god, I loved it. And then the second and third time I saw it, oh my god, I hated it, and I've hated it ever since.
Yeah, I went to go see Batman vs Superman with my roommate in college first, and then my brother was coming in to visit. So like it was already planned. Like I was gonna watch it twice, so I'm like prepared. Like okay, I'll get like all of like the excitement out in the first go, and then like when I go watch it with my brother, I'll be a little bit more analytic. And so I get back to my apartment, not my apartment, my dorm on the first showing, and I had a poster for Batman vs Superman, and already I had gone to my poster, I ripped it off of my wall and I threw it in my trash. I'm like,
that's
okay,
the power of Snyder.
Yeah, it's the power of Snyder. So I
the power of Zack Snyder.
That is a very dramatic way of ripping up a poster. He would be proud.
I know, right? No, he would have been more proud if I was doing it in slow motion.
Slow-mo, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. No, it was
more.
Because when that movie came out, I remember Hatter was probably the most excited person I knew who wanted to see that movie. Like, this was like a dream come true for us as nerds. But yeah, that movie was that was a disappointment.
I honestly was already readying myself for it as someone who did not like, the Superman setup of Man of Steel.
Man of
so.
Steel.
Yeah, I was just like, oh no, like why does this have to be how these two are introduced
Yeah,
together?
I was
This
like,
time?
really? Like, we're
It was
starting off
like
with Batman being like over 20 years old? Like, are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Like, come on now.
like
that
the trailer's melodramaticness also like prepared me on how it was gonna be. Easier.
absolutely. I remember like as I was like it as much like media as like information as possible because I was like so excited for it. But like as the trailers kept playing, the more they started showing the movie, and this is before I started becoming
Oh,
aware.
yeah.
More of the movie that you show, the less confident that the studio is more likely going to feel in it. So, like the second trailer shows that Wonder Woman shows up, and then the third trailer shows that Doomsday shows up. I'm like, okay, I kind of feel like I
When
know
do-
where this is going, but hey, you
Right.
know what?
when
They can surprise me.
Show
They
the
did not
entire
surprise.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say
they
this, when they
they
showed
literally
one,
show you the entire movie in these trailers.
Here's
No, they did,
Superman's
like-
death.
and
here's
what's
Superman.
and no, what was funny is that I was working at Fry's at the time, and I remember when that second trailer dropped when they showed Wonder Woman for the first time. And I'll admit, I didn't expect it, but I was like, "Oh my god, we're getting the big three in a movie together." Okay, I'm in. But then they dropped that other trailer, and then you see Doomsday.
Big
But here's the
Four?
thing. Here's the thing. I didn't know it was Doomsday until I looked in the comments section. I was like, "What is that, like Bizarro, or is that like some weird? Is that Parasite?" And then I look at the comments section, and everyone was raging that, "Oh my god, why is Doomsday in this trailer?" And I go, "Wait, that's supposed to be Doomsday?"
I know.
Oh,
it looks
He
no.
never was.
cool from Lord of the Rings.
I just saw the design of him, and I'm like, "Oh
freaking
no,
great
this isn't
picture.
gonna be good. Oh no, we're in trouble." And we were.
To
We
this
were in so much
day,
trouble.
Sci-Fi's Krypton, that is an amazing Doomsday design and has not been beat
Yes.
since.
Wait, which one?
Like
Wonder
Sci-Fi's Krypton. It's a prequel
Krypton
series
show.
on
Yeah, like was it
Oh,
Grandfathers
Sci-Fi's
or
the
something?
channel
Krypton. I
Sci-Fi.
heard I
Yeah.
heard Krypton.
And
I
yeah,
didn't hear you say sci-fi, but yeah,
Doomsday
Yeah.
Doomsday was in that one. Impeccable
Mm.
design.
Wasn't Brainiac also in that show?
Mhm.
Yeah, he
Yep.
was also like pretty amazing there too. And General Zod. Like some
Zod I think was weird because I feel like Zod is a character that you should save for like when Superman is born. You know, like I found it weird.
Well,
that
that's
Zod
the
was
thing. It was after he was born in a way because it's a time traveling Zod. We'd already met
Oh,
Superman.
yeah. My bad. I forgot.
Like that's what made it cool. That like Adam Strange was like the heroic time traveler trying to save Superman's birth, make sure that it happens Back to the Future style, and like General Zod is like the future Biff, where
gotta
like
kill
he's
this
going
kid.
to he's
Yeah.
going back in time to like screw with things instead.
You know,
Like they did in the Flash movie.
I
That
was-
one I was like, ugh.
I was about to
What is
say
it with all these time traveling Zods?
Come on.
it's getting ridiculous. No, I was worried that you were going to say like the time traveling Zod was going to like make sure that the birth of Superman was assured, while like the Zod that he meets later on tries to kill him. I'm thinking, oh God, are they just doing Reverse Flash in the Flash TV show?
Reverse
but I guess not.
Zod.
That's yeah, it was reverse. Jesus, reverse Zod.
I mean that works for Thawne, but yeah, that's not what Zod did. Because like Eobard Thawne's whole thing is messing with history to in-depth ways of like ingraining himself into everything to the most petty degree.
What do you do if you can't kill your arch nemesis? Be as petty as fuck.
Kill him as a baby.
Yeah.
Nope, can't do that.
You can't kill him. You gotta
had-
pick him up as a baby and shake him as fast as you can before they can pass out, but make sure they're still breathing.
I feel like I don't understand why this is a trope that most of the time traveling movies don't do. Is like, but I kind of miss this. Was where the villain would go back in time, steal the baby version of the hero, and then raise that hero as its evil sidekick. Like they don't really do that much anymore. Like I don't know why, because I always thought that was kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah.
Well, because we gotta sell the hero.
Yeah, true.
Indeed. Which I think, ironically, the Flash TV series did kind of have the best of both worlds, with Thawne being a mentor to Barry and the whole time.
Yeah.
And,
That one I thought was a really good twist though. I was actually impressed, and that was the first season of the show. So I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is actually really impressive for a superhero
that is what sets up
TV
this whole
show.
narrative. Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
And yeah, Zod is kind of not really the same thing. It's not like he's trying to raise Superman. In fact, actually, before the show was canceled, the whole plot was actually for season 3 for Brainiac to be trying to raise Jor-El, because he kidnapped baby Jor-El way back then in the past, in order to raise him as his own Brightburn child. And
I just found
and with-
another movie that came
with
out this year, and I
with
didn't
Superman's
realize.
grandfather and Lobo of all people going to save him. So
Lobo.
that was cool.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I just found another movie that I didn't realize came out in 2024, and actually
yeah?
I can. It's Unsinkable.
Unsinkable.
It's based on the trial
Unsinkable.
that happened after the sinking of the Titanic.
I didn't
okay.
know about that. Let's see.
I actually forgot that they even made a movie about this.
Unsinkable.
Yeah,
movie, let's see.
we've been getting a few cool documentaries.
I actually forgot because they came out I saw the trailer for this months ago, but then it kind of went away, and I think it's probably because it was a smaller made,
Oh, Karen Allen. That's cool.
a smaller made film.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Well, I have something to watch after the podcast.
Or right now.
Yeah,
Dream it.
I mean, I still got finished.
Jamie, pull up that video.
That's what I've been doing.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've been getting that also recently, a Cobra Kai to superhero pipeline.
I'm not even
That's
watching.
a good point. Yeah, I've only seen the first
Cobra-
episode of the new.
I stopped watching that TV show after the first season. I was like, okay, this.
Wait,
you
Cobra
missed
Kai?
out, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude,
I
yeah,
know,
you're
I
missing
know,
out.
I know. It just look Cobra Kai. It's one of those forms of media where I feel like it should have just been kept the first movie, and then they never should have done anything after
Nah,
that.
nah,
Like
nah.
it
The
just,
second movie is good too.
well, I know, but it's just
I
like, to me
agree.
the first movie has so much nostalgia. It's like I feel like
Yeah,
when they try to do more after it, it's like okay, now you're just trying to capitalize on the nostalgia.
course.
I'm like,
I mean,
Oh, it
come
is
on,
years
money.
later. Like, I think that is, a different thing. Like, they are telling kind of, their own legacy story here in this
Like, I
case,
feel-
compared to just being about, like, the old crew.
Like I feel the same way with
Yeah.
Terminator, where literally I stop after once Terminator 2 is done. I don't watch anything else Terminator
I
related.
mean, they never made
because
any more,
that's
right?
it.
That's all
I
they
just
got.
I just need the first. Well, no, they did, but all of them were terrible. But it's like it's literally
Okay.
Terminator 1, Terminator 2 are the only movies I watch, and then they had a video game they came out with I think 3 years ago that was actually a pretty decent game.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was-
like
it was
a
a,
it was a
first-person
survival
title.
it was a survival
Yeah,
game that was
yeah.
based in the future during the war, and that one actually I thought was
Yeah.
good, but I was like, why couldn't you make that a movie? Like
Yeah,
that
that
video
was-
game would have been a perfect
did.
movie.
It didn't sell well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
Christian Bale played the main lead.
Who's-
Yeah.
He
who's
played
the- Oh God,
Henri.
what's his name? I know it's Christian Bale, and who's the main guy? He played
Sam
Jake in
Worthington.
Maverick. Sam Worthington. It was that Sam Worthington and Christian Bale could not save that movie.
Yeah. Like the whole thing was that it was like John Reese becoming like the hero for the future, and Sam Worthington ends up becoming like this other character. But yeah,
Anton Yelchin was Kyle Reese, wasn't
He was.
oh yeah.
it? It's such a shame
forgot
how
about
he
Man.
Oh wait, no, it's John Connor. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm mixing up my names.
Yeah.
Um,
Close enough. So John something.
Yeah. So,
John
so yeah,
Terminator.
it was Christian Bale played John
Yeah,
Connor,
just-
and yeah.
Imagine if Skynet didn't know John Connor's last name, so they just sent a Terminator back in time just to kill any Johnny he came
Everyone
across.
named John.
I mean, that was kind of the case. The Terminator was kind of narrowing down names on a phone book. Like,
I
Well,
really
yeah, it was like narrowing down
Sarah Connor.
like Sarah Connor in like
Yeah.
California, but still,
Yeah.
just imagine like how much harder, how much longer the movie
Yeah.
would have been. It's just like,
it would have been
Just
harder
like
if it
3
was
hours
first
of him
names,
just
yeah.
going around, just going.
The part
I'm
that
looking
really,
for Sarah. Sarah who?
part that really,
I don't know.
I feel like what really made me mad was when they did what was it, Genesis, where they actually went back in time and killed John as a kid, and then the war still happens. And I
No,
was like,
that's Dark
it's like,
Fate.
so you're
Yeah,
Dark
Dark
Fate.
Fate.
So I was like,
Yeah.
when they did that in Dark Fate, I was like, so you're telling me that this kid literally doesn't mean anything? The war still happens? Are you kidding
Well,
me?
Throw out all your
What's
VHS tapes.
worse-
They're done.
What's worse is they just find another John Connor. They just find another person to resist it. So you basically
Yeah.
changed nothing.
It didn't do anything. It was like,
Just
so
gotta
you're
kill
telling me
everybody,
all these
Yeah.
movies that we spent this time on trying to kill this one guy, and it didn't even matter to the timeline. It's like, are you serious? Like, what is the
Whoopsies.
point?
Well, that's
Yeah.
sort of the reason for Genesis was then making it like a multiverse situation where like there's alternate timelines all over the
they
place.
messed up the timeline so many times in Genesis. I had a brain aneurysm. I was
Yeah,
like,
Gen-
who's this? Who's that? What's going on?
Yeah,
Like, it was basically just to open the
especially where-
possibility of any alternate version of the story for the near future.
It's especially worse when James Cameron comes. It's like, oh yeah, Dark Fate is the true sequel to Terminator.
Okay.
And what does he do?
Connor, bang!
Okay, James.
What does he do? He has the Terminator walk up and bust a cap in John Connor's chest. I'm like, seriously? Just tell me that you didn't want to do this movie. Like, just say it.
Yeah,
Like,
just say that you got $100. Just show up on set.
you got
one
a
day
free
and
you
say
got a
you
free
liked
$100
it.
million out of it. Congratulations.
You did it, James.
You can't really say that it's, the true sequel, but also say that, this is an alternate version of many in
I know,
the
what a
early
fucking
movies of
cop-out.
Genesis.
What does that even mean?
Like,
It
is it an
means
alternate
I got
timeline or is
money.
it the official version? Like, which is it?
It's such a bad cop out. It's like it
Yeah.
reminds me of like when they announced they're gonna do a live action Harry Potter series, and I'm like, we just did the movies. We don't need a retelling.
in.
Apparently, David Zaslav is obsessed with the franchise, so that's why.
Yeah, but
he
I'm like, we
approved it.
already told the whole story. We don't need to
Just
be
gotta
retold. It. Like,
hire the original actors to like do a play.
the
in his
movies
backyard
came
or
out.
something.
When was the last? Hold on. When was the last Harry Potter movie? Was it like 2018?
2000?
No,
Oh,
2011.
2012?
Are you talking about Harry Potter movie or like Wizarding World? Like
the
Harry
movie,
Potter?
like the last in the
Yeah.
Harry Potter
Oh,
franchise.
so like Deathly
I
Hallows.
think the last
Yeah.
product was like
was-
Hogwarts Legacy, but yeah.
Ah,
I,
yes.
I want to
Well, that was
say-
more of an
2000
independent.
Was that 2011 or 2000? No, I think it's 2012. Yeah.
Hold on, let me check.
No, I think you were right with 2011 because that seems closer. Because right after, because in 2012,
2000 it was
Avengers
2011.
came out,
Ah, okay.
that's when Dark Knight Rises came out and the Amazing Spider-Man. So and it
Mm,
feels like Harry Potter came out like right before that.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point actually.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
but,
okay, but those movies are still like they still hold up really well even today. I don't understand
Yeah.
why you have to do a
Absolutely.
TV series.
Like, it's kind of pointless because we know in a streaming series lineup, no matter how much money HBO puts into this and cancels a few other shows in order to make it happen, like, even if that happens, it's not going to hold a candle on the practical and amazing sets of the original. Like, they literally made Hogwarts in that one.
I feel
Uh,
like
Dude,
the
I
only
actually- I actually got to go to London and they had
Ooh.
a Harry Potter like museum
Yeah.
to where like
Ooh.
you walk like in like the sets they shot the cast in.
Ooh.
And like the first,
Yeah.
like one of the first things that you see, like right as you walk into the museum, is the the dining hall with like the.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
so
long
cool.
tables and everything. I got like a bunch of pictures on Facebook, and so go ahead and
Ooh.
peruse that. But
I will find
yeah,
it.
you walk through that, and then like they
I
I will find it. But you get to see like all the props that they use, like for the wands, and then like the makeup. You get to also see like the original design of what Voldemort was supposed to look like in Sorcerer's Stone.
Mhm.
It was supposed to
Oh,
look more
yeah.
snake, like,
Yeah.
elongated, but like the company, I think Warner Brothers said like, no, that looks scary.
It's a
The
little
kids
too
are gonna get
freaky, man.
scared. It's a little too
Yeah,
freaky.
it's
We're not gonna do that.
like, let's be honest, the version they went with was definitely still a good design, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been
Alright.
cooler. Like it's Voldemort. He's supposed to be intimidating. I think
Yeah,
I would
he's
be
supposed to be
intimidated
scary.
if he had a long tongue and
Yeah.
fangs and looked more snake-like. You know, like
Mhm.
instead of this bald dude who has a Michael Jackson nose. Like, really?
I mean, on the one hand, you still gotta make this marketable. He's gonna appear on posters.
Gotta
with
be
kids are gonna
I
see
know.
and stuff.
I know, but I feel like that was.
Plus,
a
there's
wasted
also the factor
opportunity.
that like the whole point of the series was that Slytherin wasn't entirely evil too. So
Oh yeah,
that's,
sure.
yeah.
Those movies definitely convinced me of that.
I mean, it was a terribly done lesson, but apparently
God,
that's
Eric,
what's
terrible.
happening.
The lessons there, the execution, not so much.
Like Slytherin very much is evil, just as the unforgivable curses are frankly
Unforgivable.
are just as unforgivable as some of the non-unforgivable spells.
I know,
Like,
right?
A few of
That's
them,
pretty freaky.
you can
ones
murder
in there, yeah.
people with a few of the spells, which I've learned playing Hogwarts Legacy. You'd be surprised how many passive spells I've used for murder.
my
When they
God.
dropped the trailer for that game, and I saw the one spell where you can like pick someone up and like flick your wrist back and forth and just ragdoll them, I was like,
Oh.
"That's a
Oh, yeah.
spell in Harry Potter? Are you
Gwen
kidding
Stacy
me?
them,
Why did they
please.
never? Why did they
Oh,
never show
yeah.
that?"
Yeah.
I
can
literally
just
Gwen Stacy'd so many people.
I can just imagine, it's like, since that those are not of the unforgivable curses, they're just like you just wriggle them around. And you say, "I'm sorry, that's okay."
It's fine. It
Or you
wasn't
got like fucking
unforgivable.
You
got Harry
literally
Potter and
teach this to 10-year-olds. So, like,
Yeah.
The
What a
video
great
game
idea.
the video game hones in on the whole, oh yeah, you're not supposed to learn the 3 curses, but then every single player by the end of the game goes Avada Kedavra every single
Yeah.
fight. Every fight.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
Well done. 10 points to Slytherin in such a gentleman-like duel.
All right, time to clean up the body.
It's pretty. So the Avada Kedavra spell in Harry Potter is the equivalent of like a wizard using Fireball in D&D. Just walk into a room, I cast Fireball. It just blows up everything and kills everyone.
Care how many
within
people are in the
Alright.
room.
Just
I mean, I
kills
actually
everybody.
did that a lot with Incendio, so.
Yeah, why didn't Mike
Again,
touch
You know,
I
it?
turned the.
In
Mike
Harry
Tyson-
Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, when Harry
I'd pay
and
to see that
Malfoy
edit.
get into it, when Harry and Draco Malfoy get into it, like in the bathroom there, and they're having like their fight, and he uses like Sectum Semper, and it looks like he just took a shotgun to the chest.
God.
It's not an unforgivable curse, so I guess he must have forgave Harry later.
It's true. So I forgive you, Harry. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's one of those
It's
things.
okay, I
exactly.
What stays in the bathroom
It-
happens in the bathroom stays in the bathroom.
Happens in the bathroom, stays in the bathroom.
It turns out he was actually giving him a
Yeah.
hit, but they were scared that anybody were going to find out, so they had to make it like a bloody mess.
Fun fact, actually, they were gonna have a reputation system for the game, which is why like the characters give you a stern finger wagging when you cast the unforgivable spells, but then ignore you later. It's like the
Ah.
remnants of a lost mechanic.
Say the magic word.
It's like GTA when you commit a crime you get stars.
Nice. That's 3 Avada
Yeah.
Kedavras.
Like it's essentially like GTA if like the stars were in there, but the cops don't chase after you afterwards.
It's like I cast Avada Kedavra, I instantly get 5 stars and expelled from Hogwarts.
I'm guessing that was gonna be how it worked.
Right. Is that
I
to spend the
wi- I
rest of the time
wish.
at home?
It just becomes a home simulator. You live under the stairs.
Just the Sims now.
Oh man.
You just live under the stairs from now on. Serving your uncle and aunt.
Oh. Iconic.
Yep. I'm still of the mind that half the Wizarding world are enablers for that situation. Congrats
no,
on your
dude, I
summer,
don't know.
Harry, and your abuse.
I know, right?
Whoa.
It's funny because I remember like watching when I was a wee lad.
When
Harry, when I was a wee lad in the noble lands of
When I
Washington
was
State,
a young boy.
I would see Harry Potter on the big screen, and then he said, "Hogwarts is my home," and I thought to myself, "Oh well, what a little brat."
The entire castle's your
Because
house?
you got-
Really? What?
Yeah,
What
it's
the
funny because
hell?
I'm thinking like Hogwarts is my home, and he's like, dude, come on, you got family. But then like as you watch more or you read or read more, because I did eventually get to read the books, and it's like,
Mm.
okay, maybe is there a way that he can stay at Hogwarts? Because these people suck.
I was really hoping that the conspiracy theory, because I never read the books either, but I read like maybe 2 of them, was that how the series was going to end was that he was going to wake up and be back in
Oh
that
my
little
God.
stairway door, and it was all just a dream.
Oh
Yep,
god.
it was all just a dream. Magic isn't real, you fools. Yep.
That was the thing
Somehow
that
Voldemort returned.
that was the thing that confused me about the
Oh,
Harry
God.
Potter movies, is that the movies and the books, they're supposed to take place in the 90s. Okay, so we have all these people that are using magic and wands and whatever. Why does nobody use guns in Harry Potter? Where
Because they're
this is supposed to
muggle
be the
weapons.
90s. This is supposed to be the
Muggle
90s. Where are
weapons.
the where are the
Muggle
guns?
weapons.
They're the weapons of
They run out of
mudbloods. We will not sully our hands with the triggers and ammo.
Victor admits it. He's a racist towards Muggles.
Oh.
Like just
Well, yeah, they're
instantly
clearly not
get into a
superior with
wizard
their
fight.
nuclear
And
arms.
get into a wizard
Don't-
fight, and instead of pulling out a
Victor.
magic wand, here comes a clock.
Victor, don't you know that nomads don't like being called mudbloods no more?
Oh yeah,
Master-
that's the new terminology for us Americans. Is nomad.
Master has given Dobby a Glock.
I guess he can make himself free then.
Oh, well.
Oh man, I need to see an edit of like when Dobby is standing up for Harry when Lucius tries to fucking kill him in Hogwarts.
Oh, well,
And
yeah,
you-
what was the
so, like,
plan there? What was
Is
he-
the scene? I don't know, because if you listen closely, he's saying Avada
Avada.
that he doesn't get to finish, and
Yeah.
that's when Dobby
He
pushes
was
him away.
straight
like,
up ready to use the
He's
killing
like,
curse right in front of
Like, he's
Dumbledore.
fucking
He's ready
Hogwarts.
to use it.
We're done.
He was about to kill a kid in front of like the most powerful wizard in the world.
Yep. He literally could just open the door and the
So
series would
done,
be
man.
over easily.
Mr. Malfoy, what have you done to one of my students? Headmaster, he's sleeping.
Momentary
he's
lapse of judgment, my bad.
I'll never- my
Lucius thought he
favorite-
was still playing Hogwarts Legacy.
My
It
favorite
could be helped.
comparison.
Harry Potter.
My favorite comparison from the books is when it's like, did you put your name into the goblet of fire? Yes, probably. And then in the movie, he's like, Harry, did you
Freaking
put your name in the
slamming him into
goblet
the
of fire?
You son of a bitch.
It's like, you didn't get any of the students to do it for you. You're absolutely sure. Like, he just gets all fucking angry. I'm like, whoa.
Couldn't even have
Favorite-
known you this shit.
One of my favorite edits of that, he's like, did you put your motherfucking name in the fucking goblet of fire? Answer me, Potter! He's like, 5,000 points to Slytherin!
The other one I thought is funny is when Snape goes up to like the random carriage in the courtyard and he opens it up and he just tells the 2 like little kids to go back to their dorms, and it's like he's like, look, if Snape's not getting any action, then nobody else can.
Is Snape not getting any action? Wait, what?
I thought that was
Yeah,
so
actually,
funny.
that's true. Like, is nobody on the same page in terms of the Horcruxes? Sorry, actually has a good point there.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're just like, I'm back.
Yeah, because like Harry has like a Horcrux in him, so it's just like
I mean,
you know,
well, he is a Horcrux, right?
Yeah.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
that's the whole
technically
deal.
he
But
was.
like you know, they had to kill him to get rid of the Horcrux and all that. But it's like you know, if Malfoy is not in the take in terms of like
He's like,
who
what?
has the Horcruxes here,
Why won't
it's
you
like
die?
he's kind of just helping Harry in the end.
I mean, yeah, if you think about it.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Semi-related.
Some
Semi-related.
people
You
should
guys
know.
ever heard of Cartoon Sandwich by any chance?
mm.
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so they did like the superhero bowl and like the supervillain bowl, and the Horcrux thing just made me think. There's like a part to where like all like the villains of like every movie are like fighting, and like Sauron sees Voldemort. He's like, I see you. And he's like, oh, that is a fancy little ring you got there. Do you mind if I borrow that idea times 7? And then like Sauron's like, plagiarism.
Yeah,
That was a good. I love that part.
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah,
little
like-
the fan service moment they did in that video where Vader is just killing all these people, and then all of a sudden the Xenomorph Queen shows up, and I was like, I remember that fan art moment. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of reference to a couple of fan art moments. Yeah.
Because that's a popular picture, like an illustration that you'll see at every Comic-Con is of Darth Vader
Oh, yeah.
fighting an
Yeah.
army of xenomorphs, like which actually I think would make a really good movie. I'm not gonna lie, that would be
Yeah, that's
really
pretty
cool.
sick, like a little
I
fan
actually
film or something.
fan
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
They do
Or
bring
like
in
a
the
comic,
xenomorphs
you know?
a lot to the Star Wars world, yeah. Like
Yeah.
they definitely tie those in a lot. That's kind of interesting. Where it's like, yeah, you got the as well, you know, it's an interesting idea. Like Star Wars, strangely, like back in the Legends days, like did have like ties in with Earth, in a lot of strange ways. Where like for some reason, somewhere deep outside of the Star Wars galaxy, somewhere, Earth is indeed a thing. And it's also the same world as the Indiana Jones movies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh yeah,
comic
it's
book.
true because they use the same sets.
That's funny.
Well,
there's
yeah,
actually-
and
there's
there's a comic book.
Yeah.
There's a comic
Yeah.
book. I forgot to like which one, but it's like for Star Wars one. But like it's like a
Yeah,
little
it's like
what if
a,
story. But like I may have mentioned this on the podcast, but like Han
Maybe.
Solo and Chewie, they end up like on a planet, and it
Yeah.
looks very similar to Earth, and Han Solo ends up getting killed like by a whole bunch of natives. He's like, Chewie, go on without me, run away, be free. And then like years later, since like Chewbacca can like apparently like live forever, there's like someone who investigates the bones of Han Solo, and it's Indiana Jones with the sidekick, and it turns out they're like looking for like the Sasquatch, which is Chewbacca. And so that's how that fit in with everything.
yeah,
Oh,
like, it was very
this is-
weird.
so just
Classic.
because I was curious, I looked this up. Wookiees in the Star Wars universe have an average lifespan around 400 to 600 years.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, Chewie, in the original trilogy, is only 200 and is still in his prime.
Dang.
I didn't even know he was that old. They're basically like
Yeah.
They're like the elves from Lord of the Rings. They just live.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
are
they are
actually-
very wise too, and they live among the trees. So
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, that's why he's been like across like eras basically, and has not seemed to age. Like, you know, he was in the Clone Wars. He teamed up with Ahsoka, and then like was also like on various other programming over the years, all the way to the end to the Rise of Skywalker as the latest piece of the timeline. And like yeah, still going.
Still kicking.
Which like is really hilarious for Vader. Like when he first like
Yes,
meets the group when they attack, the Death Star and all that. It's like two are his kids. One like previously teamed up with his old apprentice, and then
And some sort
you
of
know-
space pirate guy, yeah.
and then two of the droids that go with them are ones that have been
he
in
and
battle.
Padme owned.
Yeah, like been a part of his like marriage, and one that he created. And then there's
It's
Han
funny-
Solo as the
I
one
actually-
exception to them all.
I actually looked it up that apparently in the Star Wars universe, when Padme and Anakin got married, they didn't have wedding rings. So their form of their
Yeah.
wedding rings was giving their personal droids to each other. So Anakin had C3PO, which he gave to Padme,
Indeed.
and Padme gave R2D2 to Anakin. That was their wedding rings. Which actually, if you think about it, that makes sense.
Yeah, we originally did have like exchanges of gifts like before the wedding industry was like co-opted by like wedding rings and stuff, and like from like diamond corporations.
I was about to say that sounds like very like old fashioned like marriage stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I offer you my daughter to be your wife, and then I give you goat. You will be groom to my daughter, and you will give her chicken. You are married.
Exactly.
Chicken.
And it works conveniently for them because, like, yeah, it's supposed to be a secret marriage. They obviously can't be showing their rings to
Oh,
the clone troopers.
Where'd you get that ring, Anakin?
We're not supposed to be married, except for Tiadi Mundi, the lucky bastard. It's his like 50
freak.
wives.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. They did have wedding rings, but Padme
Yeah,
had
they
hers as
just-
a part of her necklace, and
Mm.
Yeah, they did
Anakin
not like wear
had
it
his
fully.
he had his hidden under his glove, which was his robotic arm. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
actually a pretty good way to hide it.
When your
Indeed.
wedding ring becomes your hand.
Oh, literally. I mean, he had a whole cybernetic arm. Like, let's be honest.
No, he probably had to take it out when like he damaged it during the Clone Wars, and later replaced his gold arm with a black mechanical one during the events of the Clone Wars, but which was like during the
Oh,
first
damn.
year of events of that war. Yeah, massive Star Wars nerd and all that.
Look at this guy over here.
Imagine
But,
when, like imagine when
So he
Anakin
probably
goes-
did like take it out and then just
Yeah.
sneak it into the other
Hold
hand.
on, one modification.
Imagine when he's getting his golden arm on like Naboo in Attack of the Clones, right? Like he's patched up, he's got his arm, and then like Padme's like, there you are, you're all fixed up. Now that would be 100,000 credits. Like what? Or you can marry me, and he's like,
Wow,
Ugh.
that's too.
da 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 da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
He's so reluctant about it, clearly.
Poor
It-
guy.
Vader was seduced by the dark side
Of royalty.
of royalty. Of which kind of royalty? I shall not. Young Luke.
Is he tempted by Palpatine's good looks or by Padme's? The two P's in his life.
Ooh,
Um,
that's
Which
right.
one did Anakin prefer?
I don't know.
Use your feelings.
Palpatine was looking pretty nice before the accident, man. He's looking
Let
pretty
me
good.
let me tell you. Let me tell you a story of your father's apprentice, Ahsoka
Oh
Tano.
dear God!
Alright,
Don't
It's
do
just-
it.
that whole video was just so bad.
alright.
I never
Why?
told you about Ahsoka.
Okay.
There's a reason that they had to like change her outfit for flashbacks since in
They
both
had to so many times, dude, and I understand
the
it because
Ahsoka series
'cause
and,
I grew
and
up.
Tales of the Jedi.
Seriously, I
Yeah.
grew up with Ahsoka. She was my favorite character in Star Wars, but even I will admit,
Yeah.
looking back at some of those
Absolutely.
costume designs she had, yeah, those were good choices.
For
Those
battle?
are terrible
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, we told you that there were no panties in space.
Literally runs,
Shut up.
literally just. What's the outfit we give for Anakin Skywalker's apprentice? A crop top and a skirt. Yeah, that works on the battlefield.
Right.
That works.
What's worse is she was actually younger originally, so
Yeah.
It
That's-
was.
That's ceremonial Jedi attire. Be grateful, Ahsoka. Now put on your skimpy clothes. But I'm 12. I didn't say talk back. I'm your master now.
also refer to me like that while wearing.
Oh,
That's so terrible.
oh.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
that they changed her outfit to what it was like in the later seasons of the Clone Wars because that one
Absolutely.
Yeah,
actually
that
looked a
was-
lot
that was
better.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
she aged out of those outfits, one may say. Dave Filoni may say that.
Dave.
Dave,
But yeah.
we need to have a talk.
I mean,
I
luckily he updated all their designs for Obi-Wan and Anakin to match Episode 3 at the same time in order to cover it up. So
Yeah.
So he was like going, "Oh yeah, all of them needed a design change at this point." You know, it's like a general way
yeah,
of
of
speaking
course
about
they
it.
did.
Mhm.
Yep.
Hey, you guys ever
They
watch?
see-
Do you guys know who ER is on YouTube?
I think so.
Uh,
That's okay.
No.
He does like over analysis stuff. It's not like super long, like say like Mauler, but like he has like edgy jokes, and like he'll sneak in there. And he was talking about Star Wars: The Clone Wars one day, like talking about like Ahsoka, like compared to like other characters in Star Wars, and like how she's like a better developed like character. And he makes a joke like saying like and later on in like the series, I didn't finish up the verse. It's like, why? They covered up her tummy, and I said, "Fuck that."
oh man.
Well, I can tell you exactly what happened. Is that they pulled the studio execs at Cartoon Network pulled Dave Filoni aside and said, "Listen, doing great. The show's doing good. Keep it
Yeah.
up, but we need you to change this because we don't. We can't have this for this character."
And then they made
show.
like far worse jokes about sexual humor for 4-year-olds in Teen Titans Go. So Cartoon
Oh,
Network is one to
God,
talk. Um,
Dave Filoni puts on his cowboy hat. Well, you see, it's important that kids see Ahsoka's tummy so they can relate because they're on the playground. They move like Ahsoka, you know. And like Dave,
It's like Dave. No,
cut the shit. You know, we know why.
Dave, you got them ripped.
Put some actual clothes on her, or we're not putting this on Cartoon Network anymore. Oh,
yeah, it's like we're not
You
doing
know-
this. Like you need to fix this
Yeah.
now.
and then George
Yeah.
Lucas pulls him aside. You know what? Dave, you know, I'm feeling great. I'm glad that you're working on this this stuff, but Ahsoka, I already tried that with Carrie Fisher. It doesn't fly.
I like your
you
George
roasted me
Lucas
hard,
impression
Dave.
is so good.
You know, I tried telling her pennies don't exist in space, and she bought them for like one movie, and we couldn't do it after that. I tried in Return of the Jedi, and she said no, I'm gonna do a bikini, and I have my cocaine, but that I'm not doing that fucking no underwear thing again. So
I like how
we need
Leia's
you to cover up her
costume,
tummy, and
Leia's costume literally went from being a
Yeah.
simple white dress to a bikini. Like what? How? Like how?
Yeah, very strange progression there.
You get like how it should have ended when they talk about Return of the Jedi. Like Han is blind the whole time during that sequence, so he's
Yeah.
like probably gonna regret being blind.
Harrison,
I'm,
I mean-
missing out, I'm
Harrison,
gonna
I
miss
need
out
you
on
to-
some pretty interesting stuff. And Leia's just standing right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely on purpose.
George Lucas pulls over Harrison Ford. It's like, Harrison, okay, so here's the thing. I tried to get her in the bikini. Your character's blind, so you're gonna have to feel everything out. Anything that you feel, it's totally fine.
Hold on. Feel everything out.
Just go with what you think the character should do. Okay, I
Weren't
trust your opinion.
Weren't
ahead and
they
feel your
also
way
like in an affair at that time when they were filming
Oh
that
yeah,
movie?
Yeah.
there was
I'm not-
some stuff going on
Sure,
there.
if it was
but,
Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back, but they were.
I think it was Return of the Jedi because
Yeah, I
I
think
remembered
so.
that happened.
yeah,
Harrison,
eventually.
I need you to report on all of Carrie Fisher's actions on set. You know, just get a little close to her. You know, and just ask her some questions. Just write down everything that she says. We're gonna try
I
to
mean,
do
that was
the-
actually a joke that Carrie Fisher did make in later stuff. Was that like it was all plant stuff what's going on there? It was all
Carrie,
George's machinations
Carrie,
into
I'm
their
gonna-
personal lives.
Carrie, I need you to say all this was scripted. This was all a joke. Please don't tell him about the amounts of cocaine I let on set. Okay, I promise. No more pantyless scenes for you. I promise. Just
Yeah.
say it was all. a joke.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. And then becoming a
How
bit of a hypocrisy complex because like then they did allow underwear in space by the time of Padme. So, yep.
I tried
Damn
getting away with that with Natalie Portman too, but she was coming off the set of The Professional, and I thought a lot of people started questioning my antics, my artistic vision, and so I just decided to leave that off the table.
Dude, your George Lucas impression is so damn good. It's like what the heck?
There was a they're still up, but I used to do live streams with them every once in a while. But like, if you ever heard of Everest Productions, one of their latest projects was a Darth Plagueis adaptation that I got to be a part of. But we did live streams, and like every once in a while, the other guy who was with me, he did a much better impression of George Lucas. But like we would just do that. We'd just do like George Lucas impressions and say like, "Oh yeah, Carrie Fisher, she brought on cocaine, she got everybody hooked." Mark Hamill was very much against it, but he came around, you know. And there's a reason why his eyes are so wide. Empire Strikes Back, and then especially in the Star Wars special. If you look at him really closely, he never blinks.
Yeah. I think that was more about his accident, but yeah.
No, well, there was a cure for his accident, and it was cocaine. He never put the stuff
Yeah, I
on.
think it was a car crash or something. That's why they did the Wampa attack scene and why it's so self-contained from the rest of the events.
Yeah.
Here, Mark, we need to hold still. Why? Bop!
Pop.
There we go.
I knew that he would never go for being upside down, so we just decided to just move forward. And
tried
he
holding
woke
his
up
breath.
one day.
He tried holding his
He
breath underwater. tried holding his breath underwater during the compactor scene in the first movie, and Harrison Ford like pulled him aside and goes, "Hey kid, it ain't that kind of movie. If everyone's worried about how your hair is wet, we're in big trouble."
Yeah. Man.
I love Mark Hamill's impressions of Harrison
Oh,
Ford.
so good.
It's
Like,
really
it's better than
spot,
Troy
it's really
Baker's.
spot on. It's really
Yeah,
spot
that
on.
was-
If you ever see bad lip reading, the Star Wars stuff that they do for the sequels that Disney did, they actually got Mark Hamill to come on, and he voices Han Solo, like doing like all like the bad lip.
Oh,
stuff. He's like one of my favorites is like when they're like moving through like one section, and he's like, "They have a sick blouse on sale." And like the way that he delivers it, it matches the lip syncing so perfectly. It's
Yeah.
Or like,
it's kind of weird how like Mark Hamill is better at Harrison's voice than Troy Baker, who is now playing him.
They got him for the
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that because like I listened to Troy Baker's
Wait.
like there's some parts for like the video game that I heard. It's like, okay, this sounds a little bit like Harrison Ford, but
Yeah,
then like
sort
every
of at
every
times.
once in a while, it's like that's Troy Baker. That's just
Yeah,
Troy
but it's
Baker.
very
They got
clearly Troy
Troy.
Baker.
They got Troy Baker to play Indiana Jones in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It hasn't come out yet, but yeah, he's playing
For
Indiana
me
Jones.
though, it would not be either of them. It would not be Mark Hamill. It would not be Troy Baker. It would be Anthony and Gruber. It's an amazing voice
Yeah.
Better.
for Harrison.
At least it's not
did
Nolan
it for
North.
both-
Yeah,
did it for
true.
both Han. Did it for Indiana
Hey.
Jones.
'Cause let's be honest, if it was Nolan North, I would just think it's Nathan Drake all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Sully. I mean, short round.
Marcus.
I mean, it
Solid.
depends on Nolan North's voice, because, like, yeah, for Iron Man, it's more Deadpool that he does when he played him. When he played Tony, it was just like, yep, that's Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
Literally.
Give me that Superboy, Tony Stark.
Okay, so Nolan, we need you to play a teenager. We're going to have you play Superman, and then we're going to have you play a teenage version of Superman. Got it. Does no change whatsoever.
Yeah. Aside from, I guess, being more
Angry,
angry
yeah.
and Superman calmer.
Superman, but angry.
Yeah. He did get better when they strangely, like, put Superman into Under the Red Hood for that Choose Your Own Adventure version of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They,
that one
they put
was.
Superman
Oh.
at the end.
I didn't
Um,
see that one. Which ending was that one?
That was
it was the-
where
it
it's
was the default
multiple-
ending.
It was like it was that multiple choice movie
Yeah.
that they did for the Under the Red Hood.
And,
Well, I know-
it was the default ending for him. That was where.
Oh
Superman-
yeah. It was an ending scene where it was Batman and Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne at a diner in Gotham. It was basically the how it should have ended
Yeah, I was
videos,
thinking
but
about that,
done in the DC animated universe.
Officially
And it was-
canon.
It was basically Bruce and Clark having dinner at the diner, and they were just like having a heart-to-heart moment as brothers, which it was really nice. But I just thought it was kind of funny that they finally incorporated that into an animated movie of them going to a diner together.
Yeah, it finally happened.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised though, like what Warner Brothers actually adapted because, like, they ever since they did like what was it? It first started in like one of like the opening for I want to say Mortal Kombat, to where like you see like the Warner Brothers logo and there's like a character that pops out, and like it had Scorpion doing like a whole bunch of like acrobatics and stuff, and then Shaggy comes out of nowhere, grabs him by the neck.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like,
when
get
Shaggy
over
did-
here, man! And then he's like, he looks like
the
he's out of
Super-
fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, the Super Saiyan
Yeah.
Shaggy. That was the meme that they
Yes,
did a while
they,
back.
they,
Yeah.
they embraced
Well,
it,
they
and then they
also
put it in
added
their
him
fucking
into
video game.
multiverses. Yeah,
Yeah,
into
that's exactly what I was
multiverses.
getting to.
that's true.
I mean,
I'm-
Warner Brothers is pretty good at keeping an eye on like the memes and like what their fans think
Yeah.
from time to time.
I think a lot of stuff have, depending. Like I mentioned earlier with Agatha All Along, they actually did follow up the Ralph Boner joke.
Yeah, that's true.
They had to bring that
Yeah.
back.
Boner.
Oh
Yep. His
I had-
username, once he's finally free of Westview, was Bonerific.
my God. Iconic. Can't top
Okay.
that.
Well, that
Uh,
happened.
Yep. Guy has a boner.
Anyway, what else are we thinking?
Yeah, I saw the entire
More
screen.
water. Can't have enough
More
water.
Yeah.
water. So are we
Yeah,
gonna
we
do
gotta have
designing?
more.
We're gonna
Yeah.
do are we gonna do Aquafina?
No,
Ooh.
we need Arrowhead. That's what we need. We need to get sponsored by
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead. There we go.
Hey, alright. This really is the way of water. This must be what James
I
Cameron
wanna-
was talking about.
If I ever get if I ever
Yeah.
had a day where I get so famous I want to be sponsored by a drink, I want to get sponsored by like Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb or Sprite. That's what
We
I
can
want.
make
That's
this
what I want to be
happen.
endorsed.
Give it a few
That's
days.
what I
That
want to
would be
be
cool.
sponsored. I want to be like, this stream is sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Like that would be a bucket list item for me right there.
Would you like to?
Man. we can make this happen. I think we got
Funny
this.
thing is, every time I think of Dr. Pepper, all I think of Hatter is when Darius came to the party with that bag full of Dr. Pepper from freaking fast food place he went to or something.
You're gonna have to be
Oh,
more
Darius.
specific. That's happened quite a couple of times.
That's true.
Please tell me you're joking. I thought that was only a one-time thing.
No, he brings like Dr. Pepper, like absurd amount of.
No,
Feels
because
that-
this time I think it was a Halloween party we went to, and he came in and he brought a bag full of Dr. Pepper, and the reason he did is because he went to like McDonald's or something, and he got a soda that was flat, so he requested like fresh Dr. Pepper or something, like a Karen or some, I don't know. But then they gave him like a bag full of like actual Dr. Pepper, and that's what he walked in with.
Oh, that okay. I completely forgot about that. Yeah,
that one I
Give him
remember
the bag.
vividly because it was the weirdest thing ever to see a man walk into a party and he's carrying a bag of Dr. Pepper with a straw in the bag. I'm like, why? What is the purpose for this? Why?
The gender swap version of that is actually a Kevin.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kevin. I didn't even know
Kevin.
that's what that was.
Yep, that is actually how it is. Like a gender swap
Or
version of a Karen
he-
is a Kevin.
He was being a Kevin.
Being a
That time.
Kevin, huh?
But that's the story that he told me. I don't. That's all I know of. So
Yeah, true.
Well, I mean, he has demanded before, because this happened at Taco Bell too. Not the bag thing, but demanding more not more Dr. Pepper, but like better Dr. Pepper, because we walked in and I forgot we were getting, but like the soda fountain machine, it was like flat with no, it wasn't flat. It was lacking syrup. And I'm like, here, just get like another drink. He's like, no, I am the customer and I demand more better Dr. Pepper.
Pepper enough.
And most of the time, he's very mellow about like the stuff that he gets. But like when it comes to Dr. Pepper and Milk Duds, it must be delivered.
it's like a drug addict. Like he has to get it right.
I demanded blue meth, not this clear crap.
No, it's like the meme where it's like you see the guy going up to the
Oh,
counter behind like the anime mother, and it's like, I asked for no pickles. I asked for no pickles on my burger, and like the girl's just holding up a gun. It's literally like that meme. It's exactly like that.
Yeah, I don't
But yeah,
recall that one. But, yeah.
Taco Bell, like, they eventually they fixed it, and he waited the entire time to get.
Just
Oh
there
my
for hours.
God.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, just stare at him. Do not blink. Don't even tap your foot. Just be as silent as possible. Stare them down.
Oh my god, dude. That's funny.
Oh, man.
I guess that's another thing we can add to the list. Dr. Pepper.
Yep, we're thankful for Dr. Pepper in our lives.
Thankful for good Dr.
I mean,
Pepper.
Good Dr. Pepper.
Funny thing is, though, the only thing that I have of Dr. Pepper is their gum. I can't get enough of that.
Dr. Pepper gum.
Dr. Pepper
Yeah.
gum.
Pepper gum? Wait, do they not sell Dr. Pepper where you're at?
Those Canadians.
No,
Dr.
they do
Pepper
sell
gum.
Dr. Pepper. I just prefer the gum.
Oh, okay.
It's
Like,
like
the way you phrased that sounded like it almost seemed like that was the only
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper that you had.
They don't
Yeah.
They just got the gum.
Because I've been to Whataburger a
That
lot
was
of
so
times,
odd.
and Whataburger, I know they've come out with like a Dr. Pepper milkshake for
Oh,
Whataburger
that's right. Yeah,
sometimes.
that's weird.
Now, personally,
sounds so
I didn't.
weird.
Personally, I didn't like it. It wasn't
It
good.
sounds kind of
But
weird. Yeah, it sounds like it'd be like a float, but
Yeah.
like, much
They
weirder.
discontinued it though. Like they discontinued the gum that I like.
Oh
It's
man.
cherry flavored Dr Pepper gum, and it's like,
Ooh.
god damn,
Sounds
like
nice.
that was really good.
at this
And then
point,
they got
I'm just waiting for McDonald's to bring back the McRib. If it even like I know it's not
Is it
healthy for
McRib
me,
time
but
again?
I don't care.
I'm waiting for Tim Hortons to bring back, the grilled cheese. They got rid of that, and
What?
Oh yes, I love those.
and then I had to like have the pizza instead. Like they
Ah.
recently added pizza to their menu, and it's like it's the usual fare of adding pizza to places that don't serve pizza. It's not always going to be the best.
Oh boy.
Total gamble. But yeah, it was just fine. It was just kind of
Mm.
generic. Yeah.
That's something
I
we're
made
not
my life's
thankful for,
mission
but-
to try every place's pizza. So.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do that for our 100th episode. I think that's the move.
Sure, yeah, I'll get some Renko pizza.
Every
Yeah,
pizza.
cross country pizza.
Yeah, gotta go to Freddy Fazbear, see what they got.
Yeah, let's see if we'll survive.
Like the objective is every hour. I mean, you got to check up on the animatronics, but every hour you get to have one box of pizza, and you got to eat it like within like a certain time limit. Otherwise, the animatronics are gonna get you.
Also, it costs more battery to initiate gravity on your doors.
Wait, what? Oh,
Oh no.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot. Like the doors closed, like shooting downward. But I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, these doors they didn't come with gravity, so
We
we're
had to
just
install gravity on them.
Yeah, you gotta install the gravity app.
I wish that the games were honest about that and they just straight up told you that gravity is a thing that the store includes in its budget.
It would be like in the commercial. It's like now, like stainless steel doors, gravity not included.
Yeah, you have to pay for your own separate
Oh,
gravity. It costs a whole bunch of energy. Yeah.
It's like a good scam for like some sort of like capitalistic hellscape in like space or something. Gotta pay for gravity. Did you pay your gravity?
I got an
bill as well?
idea for the next Freddy Fazbear's game. You're welcome.
Pay your
Scott
gravity bill.
Freddy in space.
Yeah. You have to pay for the oxygen. You have to pay for the gravity. It's like all a bunch
Man.
of stuff for the next game.
Just imagine like you're suffocating. It's like
Sorry, you
oh,
didn't
you
pay the
see,
bill this one.
you didn't pay your oxygen bills. Sorry, there, pal.
Oh, God.
I know. I wish I could do something about it, but I can't until you pay the bill.
I really don't like those games simply just on the factor that you're like taped to the chair that you're working at.
Yeah, you can't just like run out there and just like try to beat up the animatronics or something. Go Jake
I
Paul on
quit.
them.
Runs out. Just runs out.
I don't know, I just prefer horror games with agency. It just makes the horror far more frightening.
That's
It
fair.
does.
Yeah.
You're,
know
you're
what
just waiting around to die.
True.
You know what they should have, like, just for shits and giggles. If like you're not going to get any points for this, but this is just to make the audience laugh. Like you can go through like say like a Five Nights at Freddy's scenario, but then you also have I quit button, so you can just
I'm out of here, baby.
It's like
I quit, and then you just see the character just walk out of the building.
I kind of like that
then
when like
as
video
the
games.
character walks out of the restaurant, you see the animatronics are in the window, just like have a sad face on their
Aw.
faces. You're like, no, come back. We just wanted to
Nope,
scare
bye.
you.
Bye. No.
I
Bye.
do like that though when like game mechanics translate to the in-universe story, because like that actually reminds me of another horror game that I played like hours of, which was like Friday the 13th when they had an online game.
Hey.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I remember that one.
If you quit a match, like your character would literally commit suicide from the perspective of the other
Oh
players.
my god.
So you literally quit at life.
Damn.
Like,
Oh.
and for some reason, your character would pull out a non-existent knife that you couldn't
Where-
use on Jason
Where was
Voorhees.
that? Like
and
5
stab
seconds
yourself.
ago? My
Like you
God.
could have hypothetically used that on Jason,
Yeah.
but apparently not.
Damn
You didn't have the license to do Jason.
Yep.
it. Oh, Jason.
Yeah, and Amazon Prime is actually doing. I think it's Amazon or Apple is doing Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's been
Streaming
like
show?
in like
I
a
think
legal
it's-
hellscape
Oh!
for years. Yeah.
I think it's
Really?
out there.
I can't wait to not watch it.
I don't know. I'm only somewhat interested in that world in a perspective of a guy who hasn't actually seen the movies. So
Just the game.
I
Yeah,
might
it's a
see
game.
it. It's kind of 50-50. I don't know.
Mm.
I'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat interested.
Mm.
From someone who just played the game a million times, and that's sort of it.
Only thankful for the game, not the series, not the movies. You can keep those. We got
Yeah,
the game.
but it's kind of a weird story of how I get into franchises sometimes. Sometimes I get into like every single corner of it, and sometimes it's just like
Just
I
a
get
little
in from just some random, corner of it. Exactly.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Sometimes it happens,
Yeah.
Just
It's one of those
random
things.
placement.
One of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm a hypocrite when people recommend me stuff like Better Call Saul, and I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this franchise from the beginning, and meanwhile I'm like doing all this non-linear stuff.
Oh, did I say beginning? I meant all the way at the start from Breaking Bad.
You gotta play the Better Call Saul video game first.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's how I got
the
into
prequel
this.
to the show.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how tie-in games like sometimes are just like at random points in that franchise's
Yeah,
timeline.
in between episode 3 and 4, the Better Call Saul
Yeah.
video game.
Like how the Amazing Spider-Man, the first game in that tie-in series to those movies took place like afterwards. The Lizard's in jail, and you're following events
So
after the
good.
movie.
Yeah.
And then the Amazing Spider-Man 2, you're following the events of the movie exactly, but you also like have a whole bunch of in-between stuff with like the Kingpin and Carnage and whatever.
So weird, man. Oh.
That's exactly my favorite kind of movie tie-in game, when it takes place after the movie.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Frankly, it's far more linear. Yeah.
They used
Yeah,
to do a
that's
lot
true.
of those
Okay.
back in like the early. They used to do a lot of those back
Yeah.
in like the early 2000s, but for some
Yeah.
reason they just didn't make a lot of money, so they stopped making them,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, I guess
sucks.
like the
Because
Thor
I
thought
game.
they were great.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a wise idea, frankly, to me, because like that was the number one cause for video game crunching at the time for employees. Was like, we gotta get it out before the movie release.
Yeah.
Whip.
24-hour work shift.
Yeah, it was probably a pain back then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not better now because like we have a whole bunch of like live service titles
Oh,
that need to be
boy.
out next week too, with the
I gotta get
exact
working
same
on
problem. So,
Oh, yeah.
at least we don't have the same problem with tie-in games for like double the issues.
that. It's true.
Star Wars Episode 3 is coming out. Get the game out before the movie.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh.
funny.
And
The
then
game
they're not
was
gonna
actually
spoil.
really good. I was kind of surprised because it
Yeah.
had all those. You saw Anakin's story in the movie, or the story of the movie, his story of the movie, but it was in the game, not the actual movie, because you actually got to see him attacking the Jedi Temple, and it was actually brutal. It was like, whoa. Oh man, imagine what Vader would have been like if he never, got burned and lost all of his limbs.
Yeah. Right. So that
But
just
you even
happened.
get to see that version of the story too, with the alternate ending if you have Anakin win instead of Obi-Wan.
Which I thought that way they
yeah,
did that
that's pretty
alternate
cool.
ending was kind of like, yeah, I don't know if that's something George Lucas would have done. Like that would have.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, on the contrary, I think exactly the thing George Lucas would have done if someone said
I mean,
yes. If he stuck with his
it
yes
would
men,
it would be that ending, but without the stylish flip. I think that
Yeah.
they went a little over the top of that one. I feel like
Literally,
Palpatine
yeah.
would have electrocuted him if, like,
instead
you
of
know,
the fantastic flip, he just hands him the lightsaber. He looks down at it and looks back at Palpatine as he's still facing him, and then just pushes the button, and it just goes right through him.
Exactly. It would be a lot like Kylo Ren and his murder of Snoke, like very similar to that scene.
Yeah, but he has to have the line to make it like George,
Strike
like
down
after he
your
kills
true
him, where
enemy.
he says when he goes like no, the galaxy belongs to me.
Yeah,
It was
very
like I
melodramatic.
forget. Like the way they did it is like, no, the galaxy belongs to me. I'm like, dude, will you stop
I
crying?
absolutely believe that George would have kept that line. That would
Yeah.
have been there.
No
That's what
doubt.
that feels like George Lucas to me. He would like keep in lines like that.
No unnecessary flip, but unnecessary, melodramatic galaxy declaration.
Gotta.
No, I am Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, it's like Judge Dread Pirate Roberts. It's just an endless title passed down. And so I will be the Palpatine after him, and then my son will be Palpatine after me, and so on.
It's like the alternate ending where apparently Luke was supposed to take the helmet off of Vader, and
No,
he was
I
gonna
am
say,
Darth
"No,
Vader."
I am Vader." And then someone did a video about that of like the characters reacting to what the alternate endings was, and Luke's reaction was, "I could have been Vader. I could have been Vader this whole time."
Poor guy.
Looks like it.
And then it's like George Lucas. He's like, "Well, why did you think I have you dressed in all black for the last movie? I could have been Vader the whole time."
Yeah. Yeah, tie-in games, it's kind of an interesting story where, like, some of them, the format works, and some of them, it doesn't, like, But in the end, they're all still, like, chained up to, like, the plots of their films, so, you kind of have a very uncreative spirit behind them.
It's true.
Again, some modern games, regardless of what they're tying into or not, don't have that either, but,
Oh.
like, there's at least some possibility for it. Yeah, someone's writing an original script at least.
Hopefully.
Regardless of if it's good or not.
I may have gone too far places.
Yeah. Like it's kind of a situation where it's better if they are allowed to like experiment with their own story, even with time games, which is why I definitely agree with Hatter on that one, that like having a story format after the movie that you're tying into is a better idea, because then like you actually like have your audience feel like this game is presenting something new that they will not have seen before in theaters tomorrow. Because that's
Yeah,
their plan.
we'll have a Carnage that has like no tie-in to Venom whatsoever.
Or
That works.
Yeah.
Spider
How you
Man.
doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he just so coincidentally happened to wander upon Spider-Man. Now they're
who's this
fighting.
guy?
Well, the same studio was working on like several games of Spider-Man getting the symbiote by now, so I think they were probably just sick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
they were just
Like,
tired at this
the
point.
studio was sick of it. Avia Rod, however, was not.
Oh.
No, he was not. He wanted more
He
of
never
that.
could be.
He wanted way more.
Yeah, Beanox, I
What
think,
are you
was
making?
pooped.
What are you making? Oh, we're making a Spider-Man game. What villain is in it? Sandman. We got Vulture. Is Venom in it? Oh no, God! Can we
Put
not
Venom
use
in it.
Venom? Yeah, put Venom in it.
But it won't make sense. It won't make sense to the story, sir. Put
Venom in it!
now.
Yep. I love Venom. He's a cool guy, but yeah, he does not need to be in every single one of these.
Literally in every single adaptation at this point.
Every single one of them.
Mostly in the video games, like that seems to be a major focus there.
Oh.
At least Insomniac is just like the one sequel, but yeah,
All
then
right,
they're
here's
moving
Venom.
on
Get
now.
out of here.
Yeah, have Venom, then get rid of you, Venom.
Bye, Venom.
Sadly, in real life too. But,
Okay, Venom's gone. Put Carnage in it. Oh God damn
No,
it!
come
Okay, Carnage is gone. Put Anti-Venom
Toxin.
in it. No,
Toxin.
what? No, I
Yeah.
can't.
I am kind of weirdly glad that Carnage is just like a side mission character in terms of the narrative.
Mm.
So now it's not like he needs to be the main focus to everything.
Yeah. True.
Because then you could just be like a side plot, and then it doesn't feel like a repetition of the second game where
It's
didn't we just fight all these symbiotes? Yeah, but now they're red and
yeah,
super
it's,
hyper.
It's different. Trust me, they're red.
Yeah.
See, they're red. which means they're different. How?
Yeah.
They are.
They're red.
They're red.
That seems to be a big thing too when they introduce Carnage into like gaming. Is that like he's super hyper, even compared to the
Yeah.
adaptations and the like comics themselves. Even like Carnage can be reserved on a few occasions, but like here
Yeah.
it just seems like he's hopped up on caffeine in every game he appears on.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Like he's just like hopping all over the place, and that seems to be like their distinguisher from Venom for him.
Oh, what a
It feels like
crazy
something
guy.
like you'd hear on like the pitch meeting videos. It's like oh, we have another symbiote, but instead of him being black, he's red.
red.
Oh, what does that mean? He's red. Good enough.
All right, I'll take it.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Venom is gone. Bring in Carnage. Carnage is gone. Bring in Anti-Venom. It's like, how many Venom variants do you want? Like, just
How
I
many you
want
got?
all of them.
I mean, the only one that had anti-Venom as, a villain and not just a palette swap skin for Venom was Edge of Time, where they
I was
like
just
had
about to
him
say
as a
that,
central
yeah.
antagonist.
Mm.
Yeah,
true.
like that was the only occasion of that, and even then it was probably because they just wanted Venom. But yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say because like they make him a bad guy, kind of,
Yeah.
to where like he's under control of Val Kilmer. I mean, Sloane.
yeah, yeah, yes, he was
Uh,
under the control of the Alias villain.
Yeah. But yeah, he's under the control of Val Kilmer, and he's like, well, because he retaliates after like you get like the microchips that he plants inside Anti-Venom to fight Spider-Man, and then he goes
Yeah.
to attack them. And it's like at that point, he's like, okay, why not just make him Venom instead of Anti-Venom? Is it because this suit looked cool?
Yeah. Well, I think it was also just like comic synergy at the time of just like what was going on with Eddie.
Mm.
So it seems
What's
to be
Eddie
like the
Brock
only
doing?
game
He's-
that like was restricted on that. Like,
Hey, is Venom cool not right now? It's like not really, but Anti-Venom's pretty cool. Put him in the game.
All right.
Put him in the
You're
game.
yeah, it's just whatever was current, Yeah.
But okay, sure, why not?
Like that didn't stop them for like having 2099 as a major focus when like it's not like he was the most current character at the time.
Oh, definitely not.
yeah.
Definitely not.
Like beyond these games anyway, giving him a revitalization at the time. Like, I'm probably gonna get hell for this by by a certain Valiant, but yeah, it's still kind of true. Like like he was not always at the most current level at the time.
Mm.
Watch, he's gonna pop like right up into the chat. He's like, "What was that you said about
He's like,
Spider-Man?"
"Oh, what?
It's like, what'd you say?
The guy,
Yeah.
he's very handsome. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Very red
well, I
and
mean he was.
blue.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one kind of was the game theory to put that debate to rest when, it was, black and blue in cutscenes where, like, it was mostly, like, a blue sort of sci-fi pattern on the suit.
Yeah, it's true.
So they kind of settled it there. Because frankly,
I
like,
was-
saying that the blue just comes from, like, the lights of Neon 2099 never made much sense since the guy's been in dark lighting with us before, too.
I just
Um,
realized that we've been going for almost an hour and 40 minutes.
And all this started with water.
Oh, yeah.
All this started with water. What our theme was?
Water
what
is
are
the start
what
of
are we
all.
what are we thankful this year? And it went from water, and then it just spiraled out from there on.
That's what happens when you drink too much water.
Yeah.
Water,
happens
kids,
when-
don't do it.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is when you get 4 nerds in one room together. This is literally what we do.
True. We do have a.
But yeah, to answer,
Yeah.
to answer
Let's shoot
Dre's
for 8 next
question,
time.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be because like Tom Hardy's done at this point.
Yeah, I see
Uh,
like Agent Venom is definitely the move. So I guess like that's like sort of like a
Yeah.
successor to that sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not Venom 4, but Agent Venom. Yeah.
You know, just the other day, I wanted to
be
go
cool.
see Godzilla -1 again in theaters, and I was
Mm.
very tempted to go see Venom 3 because I'm like, okay, I've already seen the first 2 movies, and I can slip into this theater like all I want, and I'm not gonna pay for like a single thing.
I was
Small
gonna do
taste.
that, but then I was tempted to go see the Joker to see like what the hullabaloo was all about.
Oh
And
no.
To live in
I
a
kinda
society
wish-
once more.
yeah, I kind of wish I went to go see Venom instead because I think I would have actually laughed in that one.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Joker did not make you laugh.
Yeah,
Lost the
the
one
irony.
objective.
No ha-has that came from Joker Folie à Deux.
No John.
I didn't even see either of those movies, but I knew that the
Yeah.
minute I heard that the Joker one was a musical, I was like, really? Like,
Well, it's
I
not.
mean, the minute I
musical
heard
part-
that it wasn't a musical is when I gave up on it.
Like, what?
No. So the musical part isn't like bad. It's not that. It's more the writing of like where they take the character of Arthur Fleck, Arthur
Arthur
Fleck, that becomes very disappointing because he's more of an active character, like reactive and active character in the first one. He's none of those things in the second movie, and it becomes such a slog just to watch. But that's all I'll say.
Actually, I
for
felt he
now.
never was much of a reactive character to me.
Well, I mean,
Like, things
it depends
kind of just
because like in the first
unreliably
movie,
happened to him.
Yeah. like in the first movie,
And then he
he's-
just goes, shuck society.
right, yeah, like he starts like lashing out a bit more and more, like as like the movie progresses in the first one, to where like he's reacting in objectively in a very antagonistic way, regardless if he's like mentally disturbed. And then finally he kind of just like says fuck it and just does whatever he wants, and ends up like on the Murray Show, and then like accidentally starts a revolution because he's just not
Whoops.
caring about like with his actions. In the
I'll
second
tell you
movie,
what you get. You get what you fucking deserve. Bam. I'm like, oh. I
Because-
wasn't
but
expecting
in the-
that.
in the second movie, he kind of just lets things happen to him, and he's not really pushing the plot because he has to go to court. He has to do the trial, and all of like the musical parts are really just like what he's thinking about. It doesn't really like the musical aspect doesn't really push the story forward. It's just more of an illustration of like what's going on in his mind at the time. Like, oh, he met Lee, who's Harley Quinn, and he likes her, and he's going through the trial, and like oh, this is boring. I'd rather be thinking about music instead. He doesn't really do anything. And like the one time he actually does something to where he defend him. If do you guys care about spoilers or no?
I don't care about spoilers, honestly. You could say whatever.
Yeah, not really cared about this series at all. This is a terrible rendition of the joke.
I'm not gonna watch the. I wouldn't even watch the movie if it was free. Like, so I don't care.
Okay, so he fires his lawyer who's defending him, and he defends himself, and he somehow like convinces the judge to like let him like wear his Joker makeup, and he's making a mockery of the court to try to explain himself a little bit better. But then like one of like the witnesses that Harvey Dent calls up, and yeah, I forgot Harvey Dent is trying to take down the Joker.
Harvey Dent.
Excuse me, I want to drive. So-
Trust.
Harvey Dent calls up what's his name? God damn it. It is the midget in the first movie that he let go
Oh, yeah,
after
I
he
remember what
killed
you're
like
talking
one of the
about.
clowns. So after he says his piece on the stand, he makes Arthur feel bad because of like his actions, and then a bomb goes off, and that's when like at the courthouse, and he walks out, and like people are like trying to get him to like hey, you're the Joker, we gotta get you out of here, and he's like not going with it. He just ends up going back to like the staircase that he danced on in like the last one, and he sees that Harley Quinn is there, and she's become disappointed in like him deciding, because he says like in the courtroom, it was all me. I'm not schizophrenic. I don't have DID, and I don't want to be I'm paraphrasing, but he says, I don't want to be the Joker. Joker's not real. It's just Arthur, and I'm messed up.
and then like that disappoints like a whole bunch of like Joker fans, and then like Harley Quinn's like yeah, I didn't really want to be with Arthur. I like Joker, so bye. Just go to jail now.
This movie literally sounds as dumb as I thought it was.
Yeah, the direction, I see what they're trying to go, like in like the aspect of a tragedy, but like the delivery was not good.
Yeah.
And it almost at times feels, and it's an extreme word for me to use, but it almost feels like insulting because of like how they
really
treat
is.
the character. Because they make the character of Arthur Fleck like pathetic, and not to say that he wasn't pathetic in like the first one, but it's more of like it's more sympathy.
The first one, you had sympathy for him because you saw how
I did not.
I mean, well, up until
you're not like an incel like the rest of us, Victor.
Well, that's because like I felt sympathy for the character only until obviously the Murray Show incident, because I didn't expect he was going to do that. But it was like, okay, you get it. This dude has a condition. He's frail. He's clearly poor. No, he's not really living a good life, and he clearly has something wrong with him.
Though,
but at the same time,
stuff like that has been like a pastiche of like many different, elements that all contradict each other. They go through like modern mental health crises with like a ton of medication, put on your door for these things. That was not the case in the 80s like time period that they set this thing in. And then,
I mean, I get that.
Gets embarrassed on social media, which does not exist. Like, hey, check out this open mic that, we recorded with our 1980s,
Look at this loser that we just decided to film one day at a comedy club.
Hope nothing bad happens to him.
Nobody did that in the 80s. Like, that didn't trend.
To me, what made me... I think the whole condition thing I thought was really sad, but it was because of the way that they portrayed it, was that when he's in the bus and the mom is asking him like, hey, what's wrong with you? And then he pulls out the card that says what his condition is. That, to me, I thought they did that scene perfectly, because what that tells me is that he has hundreds of those cards available, because he clearly goes through that kind of experience with people so many times that he has to pull out a new card every single time for the person to read, just so they understand what his condition is, which is sad. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Like, I feel bad for the guy. But, I mean, he is still
there's that surface
villain.
element for sure, but then, like, there was other stuff that, like, it's just kind of on him, like, bringing a gun to a children's hospital and feeling bad for, vagrants taking your sign. Like, okay, just get a new sign, man. Like, it's not worth chasing someone several blocks for your sign. Like,
Arthur, you need to get the sign back, or it's coming out of your pants.
Yeah, like it's just like, no, it's just not worth it at that point. Like, you're in the most dangerous city on earth. Like, God. Like, you can just get new cardboard and dribble on the same thing.
Arthur, that sign was $50 back in the 70s. It's a lot. You gotta give it back, or you're gonna be poor.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's in the 1980s, but we also suffer from 2018 inflation. Like, at the exact same time. Like, again, like, Gotham City does that a lot.
Inflation shot up yesterday.
like Gotham City has that a whole lot, where they combine eras, but they at least do it in a way that makes sense somewhat. Like, they don't focus too much on, like, the socioeconomics of the 40s when they put, like, 1940s TVs in, like, the Burton era Gotham. Like,
yeah, it's like Gotham City is
they don't then say that Gotham is suffering from the Great Depression in Batman Returns. Like,
Gotham City is literally one of those places in fiction where I always tell myself, why the fuck would anybody move here? Why would anybody live here? Like, the only reason
rent
I
is
would...
cheap.
Well, no, not because rent is cheap. I feel like the only reason people would live in Gotham City is either they moved to the city at a time when it was better, like it was actually a good town, and unfortunately everybody just can't afford anything, so they're just making amends meet, or rent is cheap. But I'm sorry, I don't care if the rent is cheap. When the city is getting terrorized by clowns and all these people wearing costumes every single day on TV with bomb threats, I'm moving out of the town. I'm moving to Metropolis because at least I know that if I die, I'm going to die quickly in Metropolis. In Gotham, I'm going
Good
to die
luck
slowly.
living in a metropolis.
If I'm going to die,
Yeah.
if I die in Gotham, I'm going to get tortured and die slowly. At least I know
Okay,
Superman.
I mean,
will put me out of
I'd
my-
move
at
to
least
Motor
Superman-
City.
Wait a minute. Okay, so you're saying no to Gotham, but you're fine with Metropolis, where aliens pretty much come down every other day and blow it up, and
Yes.
Superman
Yes.
has
because
to
you know
come
why?
and save it.
You know why? Because at least my death will be quick and painless.
Well, depends
I'd
on
rather,
the
I'd rather,
incident.
I'd rather go quickly and be vaporized to death than be
I
strapped to
don't
a metal
think
chair
all-
in a
I
dock
don't know,
of
man.
Gotham and tortured.
I don't know. There's
not
some
all
Superman
disaster
villains.
victims went out painless.
Yeah, there are some Superman villains too that take hostages, Tallow or
Yeah.
Riot or Lex Luthor.
Parasite death would be painful as
Parasite,
hell.
yeah, that would be fucking terrifying.
That's a good
Especially
point.
if he held you hostage and like he put you like in a
You've
chair and
seen
you're
his
like
victims.
tied up. All he's got to do to like get Superman's attention is just touch you, and then like he's waiting for Superman to hear it and come and find him.
Oh yeah. They literally ask for your screams as like, a homing beacon for this guy. Like it happens constantly.
Superman,
But,
I need toilet paper. It just pops up.
I'm not looking.
Simpson.
I mean, he has answered a few of those kind of calls before. But, yeah, big lovable Boy Scout. That's why I love him. Yeah.
And just hears an old lady. He's like, "Oh no, I've run out of toilet paper," and he flies away.
Not to worry, ma'am.
I come
Yeah.
to
Reef is
save
on the way.
But yeah, in terms of Gotham and like the reasons people live there, I mean, I think I mentioned this before that like I'm a big Greg Rucka fan, and like in his case, like he's actually mentioned a way that like people have moved to Gotham as well, which was apparently super or like a lot of LGBT job opportunities in Gotham, which was addressed during Batwoman. So that was actually a clever way of like addressing a few more cases of how, Gotham maintains its numbers.
Interesting.
Interesting. If I were
Yeah.
you, Kane, I would like if you were talking about like DC, like which city to live in. I'd go live in like Central City because the Flash, if there's like a problem, like a bomb goes.
Oh
off,
hell no!
Flash
I'm
is
not
gonna
living
like,
there.
put it out in like a second.
Yeah, so the Flash can also put you out in seconds. Like the timeline on changes like centralized to Central
Flash is
City.
gonna stop.
Get a
Flash
little
is
bit
gonna
of that
stop
A-train
looking.
action, huh?
Flash will
Yeah,
stop looking for a second, and I go, and I turn, and then all of a sudden I get an A-train moment happen to me where I just get turned into mush.
Or you're just
That's
erased from
very-
existence
That's
because
very
you
true.
interacted with Barry Allen like one time. Like,
It's like, look, if
Yeah.
I'm gonna die to a comic book supervillain, I'd rather it at least be quick and painless, like instead of like, oh, I'm gonna torture you just so I get to the hero. No, just put me out of my misery. I don't need this. Like,
see,
just do it.
Yeah, and you're
that's
actually,
why I'd
you're
live
very-
in
it's very
Motor
true,
City.
Victor. It's also very true, like with Barry Allen. Like one day he could be
Yeah.
upset, and then you wake up the next day and you're in a completely different timeline.
Yeah, that's true.
You could be erased from existence. You could just
Why am
not
I?
exist.
Why am I in a different
once you get to
timeline?
bed.
Because why am
my
I in a different
fact?
timeline? It's like why?
Yeah.
Why did I arrive in a different timeline? Barry Allen was depressed.
Why is Batman
Literally.
killing people now? Barry Allen was depressed.
Barry Allen was depressed.
That's why I'd go to Motor City. I believe the Questions home. I think.
Why would you?
Oh.
I think that owns it.
Oh, no. Actually,
Um,
it's a good thing you brought that up because I forgot to mention this a while back, and I found this out when I was at one of my charity events. So I was looking up different cities that all the superheroes in like DC and Marvel are located. I didn't realize that Booster Gold is actually from and operates as a superhero in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hmm. Hey, well,
Booster
how about
Gold.
Yeah.
Booster Gold is
That's
the
one
superhero
option.
of Arizona in comic books. I actually was kind of
Huh.
happy about that. I was like, we got Booster Gold? Okay. I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah. Sorry, what I was thinking of was Hub City. Yeah, that's where the
Oh,
question
Hub
works.
City.
Hub City.
Yeah,
let's
that's
go.
where I'd go. A couple of conspiracies and corruption, but otherwise, pretty normal place.
Ah.
So yeah, I'd live there.
We can go there one of
Um,
these days.
Yep.
Where
Not,
does,
not in the chaos of all the other ones.
Where does the human target live?
Human target.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
He
Yeah.
kind of just goes where the job goes. you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good
very
point.
good response. Good response, smartass.
Like-
but like, where does he actually stay?
Well, he can't really stay anywhere with how he operates. Could you imagine the amount of people who will eventually catch on to
Yeah,
like
that's
this whole
true.
operation?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. He's gone
Hey, wait
before
a
we
minute!
know
I've seen like 2 guys with the exact same face, you know, a
Yeah,
couple
what?
weeks ago.
it. What in the
That
No, you're
world?
human target again.
Oh man.
That
That
pesky,
pesky human
target.
target. My next door neighbor.
Oh man, at it again.
Having that identity theft for money.
What can you do?
Like at most, you know, he sometimes like stays at a place long term if someone hires him for like a long term job. Like say Lex Luthor hiring him to be him in Metropolis.
Yeah, one do that.
There's a lot of that going around. Like I have read a few human target stories as you know, Superman's creators were also majorly influential for him too.
Oh.
So definitely a big fan.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. That's on.
Plus, you know, it's just yeah, for sure. He was actually the one that did like the Lex Luthor thing.
Yep.
That's why I brought that
It's the
one
first
up.
issue, right? Yeah.
That was pretty. Yeah, that was like a cool twist.
Yeah.
To like how he operates. Typically, it's just like some unnamed dude that like you know he impersonates for the day.
But yeah.
Like
man,
it's not
bald,
usually like
man.
yeah. Indeed, no face more iconic or head in this case.
Oh god
like,
damn it! What's a villain that I just had his name in my head? Green Lantern. He's got like a head, and they had him in like the Green Lantern movie, like with
Oh, the
parallel.
Joker.
Yeah, it was the Joker.
What's the name?
Joker.
Parallax or whatever.
You're talking Nicholas Hammond? Like that's the only human villain that they had in the Green Lantern movie.
Yeah, but he has like another name, like a villain name.
I'm
Uh.
not sure.
I'll have to look it up. I
Hmm.
don't know why.
I was thinking of the actor. God damn it. Oh man. Yeah,
let's
Green
see.
Lantern.
Green Lantern 2011. What a year.
I mean, I know that like Hector Hammond. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it.
Hector Hammond.
Uh,
I was gonna say,
yeah.
oh, there's a
God damn it, I was
head
thinking that.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the human target to that?
yeah.
DC and their big heads.
Even got
Yeah,
big
I
head
think by the
mode
time
in,
you're
Arkham City.
impersonating Hector Hammond, like you just give up.
He's like, I'm done.
It's like human target would either like quit instantly or ask for a raise. Plus, you know that the person who's going to target him for the fake death that he's arranging is going to be some major supervillain
Yeah, that's
or
gonna be
superhero.
fun.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's why he typically sticks to slightly smaller time stuff. Except for Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Hector Hammond. I mean, somewhat related, but like, I mean, in the Green Lantern movie, like they have him get his powers from like Parallax, like through fear, which is funny because in the comics, later on they don't go that route. They just give him the Orange Lantern, lantern.
Because frankly, the Orange Lanterns, we need a few more greedy lanterns up around here.
Yeah, right. Come on.
And
So, according to Ryan Reynolds, Marvel is obsessed with Channing Tatum's Gambit after the Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
yeah, I heard about that one.
Please, look, I loved him as Gambit, but I can understand why he never got a movie because that accent was terrible.
It is a good comedic
Well, no,
thing
it's
for
good.
second act team up.
Like, let's be honest, if we were to see a whole movie of him talking like, I never knew my daddy, but I show up at a ready, I'm like, no, please, no. Like, dude, we don't need this. We don't need a 2-hour movie of this.
Yep. I was super tempted to start off one of the previous podcast episodes with that one.
It was like the greatest.
Oh,
That was the
man.
greatest line I ever heard when I saw that movie. I was just like, "What the hell?" And then he said the thing
I
right
never knew
after,
that,
and I was
daddy.
like, "Oh my god!"
His hell's dick really. But yeah,
he was late.
it's
He
good
was
for
late.
a supporting
He was-
role there, but yeah, it would
Yeah,
not
he was
work,
late.
you know.
He was
Say
laying
for
the buttery
the
nuts all
X-Men
up in my
reboot.
mom, and I shout out like, "What's up, Doc?"
It's like, well, for one thing, there's also the age difference. Whoever they're going to cast as Rogue is probably going to be, younger than Channing Tatum. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Zoe
that's probably
Kravitz.
not going to work.
I was pretty
Unless,
surprised to see Henry Cavill as
maybe
Wolverine.
Kiki,
I actually thought that was
Palmer.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was an alright, use of the fan cast situation, sort of like with John Krasinski.
Yeah,
I thought it
like,
was
here
cool.
you
I was
go.
like, oh,
You're done.
I saw that and I was like, oh, he actually kind of fits Wolverine, even with the voice. I was like, huh, I'd be kind of interested in that.
Height wise, no.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, height wise,
Yeah, no.
yeah, height wise,
Yeah.
no. But
Again, it's
everything
just
else,
another
Uh,
repeat of Hugh Jackman there on that one, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that's
It's-
exactly
it's,
what I
it's
was
good for the
thinking.
joke in the movie, but no, it's not something I
Yeah, it's
want
fun
for the
as a
movie.
reference, but not for the future of the character.
When they bring Wolverine
Yeah.
back, and like they're actually serious about like casting it, I would very much, and I'm speaking objectively, of course, because I'm always right.
Oh, true,
Um,
true.
But I would very much appreciate to see an actual short live action Wolverine. I mean, we
That's-
already did see one, but I need to see one in action now.
Yeah.
I would too. Like
You got like
that
an ugly
scene of
burly
him,
Canadian.
that scene of him jumping down from the bar stool. I was like, wait, that's actually how short he is.
Actually, it's
Yep.
funny because that incorrect because that actor was actually 5'11", but Wolverine in the comics is 5'3".
Yeah.
Yeah, but like when I saw that, I was like, wait,
Yeah.
he's really that short in the comics? And I looked it up, and I was
there-
like,
I,
are you joking me?
Yeah, I just read the.
I
He is
mean,
a short dude.
Wolverine
you could
crossover and
legally-
seeing her stand like super tall next to him is hilarious.
It's been debated, but like you could legally, because I've actually met someone who was 5'3", and she said like legally I'm a midget. I'm declared like a midget, and you could declare Wolverine a midget based on his height alone. But I think
Would
only
you want to
Deadpool-
though in front of him?
Yeah, would you want to though?
Uh,
But I think Deadpool is the only one who was actually shined a light on that because he just likes to make fun of Wolverine.
No, other people have pointed out too.
Well, I thought
either for
Wolverine being
flattery
that
or
short.
mockery.
I just thought Wolverine being that short was obviously a sign of like how old he is, because the fact that he was born in a time when people weren't that tall, so
Yeah,
it
that's
makes
a good point.
sense that he would be like 5'3". Like for example, we have a town that's here in Arizona called Tombstone. You can actually tour the town and see some of the old coffins that they would build for the people that would die in like the gun battles and stuff, and they were short. Like I was
Yeah.
taller.
Yeah.
Some of the coffins, and keep in mind I'm 5'7".
That's true.
So
Yeah,
I'm just
that
saying,
makes sense.
like, that gives you an idea how short people were back in the day.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, well, there's some height differences across generations of our slowly evolving species, over time.
Yeah.
And yeah, Wolverine is the immortal Highlander that he is. Obviously, is before a lot of that shift in generations and DNA differences based on recessive and dominant traits. Yeah, that's why he is super short compared to the other characters. Of course, other immortals across comics ignore this, like Vandal Savage. But yeah,
How funny would it be if they actually, since he's like if they went like the route of like him being a caveman that became a, if like he was like more like 4'5", and he's like, who is this dangerous man that's like pulling the strings? And you see like this like short little guy's like, it is I, Vendel Savage. I am an immortal.
Yeah. I would actually love that
That'd be
because
funny.
it gives him
Yeah.
a more unique design than all of his other DC villain counterparts going around. As you know, all of them, even the clever masterminds like Savage, typically are very tall and
got
imposing
the
evil.
freaking beard and the dark hair and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, that would work very well for Savage, especially considering his enhanced strength and invulnerability and stuff.
Yeah.
It gives a cool contrast there.
Hopefully, when they bring Vandal Savage to the big screen, it's not going to try to like continuously try to murder Hawkman and Hawkgirl just because they're immortals too, even though they're supposed to be aliens.
Yeah, it's like the hell.
It's complicated. They're aliens, but they're also Egyptian somehow.
Yeah,
And
they're Egyptian aliens.
yeah. They're aliens who are somehow themed Egyptian and on their style beforehand, and also coincidentally arrived in Egypt and continued reincarnating in Egypt primarily.
Oh God! I mean, they already did Hawkman and Black Adam, but imagine if they added in that cringy line from Moon Knight. It's like, "Are you an Egyptian superhero?"
Yep. Like, fun fact, they actually literally deny Hawkgirl's existence, as well as the existence of reincarnation in Black Adam.
I
Like,
know
a
that
big
was
thing the director
weird.
did.
Yeah, that's weird.
And
That
then
whole
like
movie-
the actor then denied it and said that like, oh yeah, reincarnation is a thing for my character, and I also want Hawkgirl
Yeah.
eventually.
Right.
That
yeah.
Which
movie
is
was
like-
just so like
Yeah.
I was kind of interested for that movie, and then I went to go see it, and then like only I think 30-45 minutes in, I'm just sitting here like just like
It's-
rubbing my head. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, what even is this
Like,
movie?
I can kind of see why though, because like then they end up having this whole big sacrifice scene with Dr. Fate, and then like, it would kind of be null and void if the guy who reincarnates does the sacrifice instead. I'm just like,
no,
no, it's
no,
all right,
don't
Dr.
worry,
Fate, I
it's-
can just
Yeah,
reincarnate.
I was so confused in the movie because I was like, wait, he can reincarnate, so why are we trying to prevent his death? Like, he can literally come back to life. I don't.
Well, what's-
and then they go, oh, we
in
have to kill
100
Doctor.
years, but still.
And then it's like, oh, but Dr. Fate has to sacrifice himself, and I'm like, why? He's the only good character in this movie. Like, why?
Well, that and funny enough, like the helmet survived, so it's just gonna find another person to make Dr. Fate.
But yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Someone's
True.
still going to be imprisoned in that thing, presumably
Yeah.
Khalid Mansour. So
They
we'll
did
talk
a
about
Well-
great job.
Even like the way that they set it up in like Black Adam, it's not even like it in the comics to where like he's imprisoned in it, like to where the helmet doesn't let him go. He just takes it off like I don't know, like a motorcycle
He's
helmet.
like, oh, whoop, let me get this thing off of my
Well, you can take it off, even in the comics and various media. You've always been able to take it off. It's just
I
you
just
can't
loaded
let
up
go of it.
the
It still
chat.
imprisons you.
The chat for the server, and I just scroll up and see if you are able to play this in the beginning of the stream, that'd be great. I never get tired of that for Office Space. I never get tired of that movie. Like, hey Bob.
Yeah.
You'll maybe take her
Oh,
back to
man.
my place and show her my O face. Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Norman Osborn in a nutshell.
I was gonna say more like Harry Osborn, but
Oh yeah, now actually it's him. Good point.
it was just Harry Osborn this entire time.
Oh my god, it was
Yeah.
Harry all along.
That's right, Dad. It was
Hell
me.
You didn't go out with the queen last night. It was me.
Yep.
These hips do lie, and they lie to you, Buck. Shakira. I gotta send you
Basically,
that.
he brainwashed his own
I'll send
dad.
you that one here in a moment, Hatter, because that you might get a laugh out of that one.
Basically
find it on
brainwashed
my-
his own dad into becoming a pedophile.
I have to find that in my. I have to find that in my messages. I completely missed that.
Yep. That was Perry's ultimate plan right there.
I just sent it to you on Instagram. That audio that I was telling you about.
All right, I'll check it out later.
It is also related
Yep.
to Has-Been Hotel, so just to give you a heads up.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
I watched that
There's-
series this year actually, so I guess that is another thing that I'm thankful
That's
for.
another,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, there
That
you
fan, I'm very heavily into that fandom because of that show, and I'm grateful for it because I've met a lot of good people thanks to that show. So I'm thankful for that too.
Oh, nice.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful that Amazon gave it a chance. However,
Yep.
I am not grateful for how rushed the show seemed.
Well,
Mm.
if I'm being honest, I think the reason
fair
why
enough.
it was I think why it was rushed is because Viv she wasn't doing just Has Been Hotel, she was also doing Hell of a Boss on YouTube at the same time. So I think
Mhm.
I think they had to rush it due to like time constraints, but now because they already have season 2 and season 3 and I think season 4 already in the works. But problem is,
Yeah.
season 2, all of it got leaked. So now they have to
Oh.
go back and redo the entire
Oh.
second season.
Well-
I'm not kidding. There was a big thing of it that came on TikTok where somebody who was a part of the arts team or someone who was part of the storyboard team downloaded like massive amounts of files that were
man.
from the show, and the guy was selling them on Discord servers for like a certain price. So you would get like the entire
That
storyboard
is
of a
scummy
certain
as hell.
episode.
Mr. Bezos,
for-
Mr. Bezos, we have a problem.
Oh, literally, and it was so bad that it got onto TikTok and Instagram to where there were certain spoilers of the plot that people were not expecting. So now a lot of people are thinking that season 2 is probably going to get delayed and they're going to rewrite it because, well, the whole plot just got spoiled. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I only know one of the spoilers, and I'm not going to say them for obvious reasons. But the rest of them, I stayed away from it because I knew, like, oh no,
Absolutely.
the entire fan bases lost their minds when it happened.
Yeah. It does remind me like the Insomniac leaks. They've had to like rework a whole lot of stuff for their plans to venture into the world of the X-Men
It's true.
with Wolverine, because like a whole bunch of stuff on the Wolverine game leaked, including the fact that they are actually working on the X-Men next.
Yeah.
That is the
Wasn't
venturing world that they're going into after Spider-Man.
was it true that you mostly like play as Jean Grey in the Wolverine game?
Well, no, it's
didn't
just that
hear
like
that
she's kind of a secondary. She's like kind of a secondary character, just like Mary Jane was. Like to the side, like you occasionally switch back
Oh,
to
no.
Jean Grey.
If that's the
Uh,
case,
I
that's
hope-
not-
I mean,
I
at
hope
least
I hope it's not like any of those Mary Jane missions.
I
Powers.
mean, at least she
It
has
is a lot of
superpowers
stun
and
gun.
like
If-
full-on
yeah.
physics and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's not
If
gonna
they
walk around
do-
with like a stun gun or anything.
Yeah, and
Because
she's
if
got
that
psychic
happens-
powers, but she
You're not
uses a stun
sneaking
gun
around
instead.
and like dies at the slightest stare.
So
Like,
I'll tell you
know?
right. I'll tell you right now. As much as I do love Jean Grey's character, if they make that an option in that game, oh, that game is going to tank. That is not. That is going to piss off a lot of people.
Like if it's just stealth.
I mean, a lot of
missions,
people are gonna be pissed
Great.
off,
Uh-uh.
but like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to playing as Jean Grey. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, if you can actually play as Jean Grey like with her powers, like that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if they like relegate it to like little stealth missions like they do in like Spider-Man, it's like
Yeah.
something short to where it's just like unfulfilling. It's like that's gonna do bad for the game, especially if you have like
Really do
Wolverine that's
bad.
kicking ass, like just like
I
in a
mean-
personal level, and like you could have Jean Grey to where she's like projectile
Yeah.
stuff, like from a distance.
Like,
to
I
where she, like,
definitely want Jean Grey to also kick ass, basically.
yeah. She has to kick ass as much as like the other characters that you are allowed to play as, but you also have to make it satisfying too, and also make sure it's at a length to where it's satisfactory, not like where like Mary Jane has to go in and like Batman stealth take down people just cause we gotta have a third character to play as for some reason, like with no superpowers.
Yeah. Well, I think it's basically just to, be a big middle finger to the speedrunners. Um,
I don't know the story behind that. Please do tell.
well, basically, in a high octane speed eating game like Spider-Man, where you're like dashing across the city, swinging everywhere, you basically have maximum speed advantages compared to other superheroes in this
Right.
gaming landscape. So,
Mhm.
like, you can clear levels pretty quickly if you're smart about it. Which is why, like, they cut you off and go like, no, you have to be super slow and break at moments, crouch down, and like wait for an enemy to pass and then cross, and all these other puzzles and stuff as Mary Jane in order to basically slow down your game progress and basically force you to take a breather.
Well, that's great. Let's just insult our audience then.
Like that's basically why they did this whole thing. Which is also why I don't think Wolverine is going to do it. At least the one reason that I think that they aren't, because Wolverine already has stuff like tracking gameplay. Yeah, it's more akin to like the Arkham series, like for Batman.
Yeah.
And where like you have more sequences there, because Wolverine's not running constantly. He's not a jogger sort of guy. He's not swinging across any cities or anything like that. He's just kind of living his life.
He's just jumping all over the place.
Yeah, that's mainly like like the Hulk games, kind of in that sort of zone. Well, slightly less than that, but yeah. And the second reason I don't think that the Jean Grey gameplay is going to be the same as Mary Jane is because like they already have plans for the X-Men. Like they already have plans for the X-Men. So if that's going to be the case, then like you need to set up some X-Men gameplay outside of Wolverine's gameplay type.
Yeah.
So putting that up with Jean Grey and having a full arsenal of abilities that she has that your other students will get to use when you get to the X-Men game is pretty useful. And Jean Grey has a host of those powers that the other characters have, like flight, telekinesis, mind reading, all that stuff.
Right. If they're smart about it, they would use Jean Grey as more of like a sample an X-Men game.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like a central template for moving forward, and Wolverine for more of the physical characters like Beast or Colossus or those people.
Right.
Like in that kind of zone. Yeah. Like so that way they all have their uses, and then of course adding your own new gameplay features that none of them have, like Nightcrawler's teleportation or Kitty Pryde's phasing and all that stuff. Yeah. Well, like other stuff can be adapted from Jean's gameplay, like Storm's weather effects and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, I am getting pretty hungry. I got to head myself out for the podcast because I need food.
Hey, it's been fun.
Yep. Thanksgiving dinner time.
Yeah,
exactly. It's dinner time. We need the turkey. We need food.
All right.
Yep. I think you mean moose. I'm not just kidding.
Moose. We're gonna go to Victor's house for Thanksgiving and have not turkey, have moose.
Oh yeah.
What are you guys doing here? It's not even Thanksgiving anymore. Not for you.
We want the moose.
Bring out the moose.
Where's the moose? I know you have it.
It's in my belly.
It's like the Mortal Kombat game. You open the door, he just sees Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Liu Kang there. It's like, what in the actual good evening, Johnny Cage?
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming on.
Yep,
great celebration. Hopefully we'll get 2 more people on our 100th episode.
Oh yeah,
Hopefully.
Zack Snyder and somebody else.
No, we're not getting Zack Snyder. That's not happening. I will protest over having Zack Snyder because I will scream and yell at Zack Snyder.
I'm sure he's used to it by now.
I have a few candidates of the same, and yeah, Zack Snyder's definitely one of those.
Aha.
It tells us that we're awful. It's like, yeah, what? How are we awful? Invited me on the show. You made fun of my movies. Just wanted to make fun of me.
I think we've had enough of your movies.
Yeah, I don't think we want to see any more of your movies.
Top film.
Somebody get me Christopher Nolan. At least he can make a good film.
Then he shoots us.
Yep, in slow mo.
Pulls,
We're gonna really
pulls
feel
the
this one.
trigger. Pulls the trigger in slow motion. Nothing happens. We're all just staring at him, and then we all collectively shoot back.
Bam, bam, bam.
Too slow.
There's actually an edit before I let you go, Kane. But there's an edit to where like they did that like with Joker. It's like he goes like, "You got what you fucking deserve," and he like shoots a gun, but nothing happens, and like Murray just looks at him. And then in a split second, Murray has a gun and shoots him, and that's the end of the
I gotta hold on. I need to find that one. Hold on, I gotta find that one.
I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
Hold on, I think I can find it. Okay, yeah, I think I got it. I think I actually found the clip.
Man, I love seeing edits like that. That just
Yes.
gives me
I'm watching it right now. Hold on a second.
okay.
The awkward silence. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm saving that. I'm saving that to my favorites right now. That's great. I was not expecting the gun to just go click. It just goes click. And
That
they
would
just look
actually
at
be a
each
Joker
other.
move.
They just goes click and they just
Yeah,
stare
right.
at each other.
Like that would actually feel like something that the Joker would do.
the the top comments are, I thought it's gonna end with Murray saying, "Are you done?" And they both stare at each other awkwardly. And then the other one goes, "Joker was joking, but Murray took it seriously." This is the killing joke.
Oh man.
Well, anyway, like I said, thank you very much for coming on,
Yes,
and
it's been fun.
hopefully we'll see you in future episodes. Now
See
go
you in
eat.
future episodes.
Oh yeah.
To the future.
All right.
Okay, everybody make fun of him. He's listening. I want him to make sure he can't retaliate.
Drink him while he's down.
He didn't give enough praise to water.
That's true. That's true. No wonder he left.
He bailed too much
Our
on.
lords and saviors Dasani will not be pleased.
Report this to the High King of Dasani.
Yep.
You know, I just looked at the. I took a better look at the wallpaper that you put up.
Oh yeah.
For the episode, and I'm looking at Namor and I'm like thinking, of fucking course he's pouring wine and nobody else is.
That's Namor
Yep.
for you.
Yep.
He's got to be. He's got to be.
Himself.
Yeah, he's got to be all the Greek gods. I forgot about that.
Yep.
It's gotta be wasted at all times.
Absolute
No
Adonis,
exceptions.
this guy.
He's got to be Zeus. He's got to be Poseidon. He's got to be Dionysus, and today he's gonna be Apollo. He's gonna be beautiful.
Yep.
What
He's
is
gonna get
Apollo.
pregnant because he's gonna be Aphrodite.
his secret ability?
Damn. Can't wait till that Namor story.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Namor.
They're gonna be doing that in the Namor solo movie, so it's gonna be happening.
Yeah.
I wish. No, actually, no, I don't. I don't because I realize like now some stupid producer actually would take that seriously. Oh, he's supposed to be all the great gods, right? No, no. And he,
Wait.
all their
I mean-
all their personality traits.
Luckily, this version isn't really going for that notion, but yeah. Like, actually going for, godly inspirations outside of the Greeks for once.
Mm.
So he's all the gods, right? No. Wait.
Yep, instantly forgetting Aphrodite's an option.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything that you guys, anything else that you're thankful for? And it could be anything.
Well, anything, huh? Oh. Ah,
Yeah, he's been leaving it ominous this whole time here.
Anything.
I am thankful for this show. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Getting to do this for so many years
Yeah.
now. It feels like I think we started this back in '76, so it's yeah, it's been nice seeing it continue for so long.
Back in
Yeah.
Nam when we just had to sit down and just take our opium to wait for the choppers to take
We
us
just
out.
decided to
You guys read that
discuss
new
comics and we're dying out there.
yeah, right.
Oh, man.
Right, yeah, you guys see that new issue of Captain America? The Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos? Pretty sick.
Yeah.
You guys got
Came
your
out.
shipment of comic books, right? I was like, oh, not yet. Okay, don't worry. The chopper's gonna be bringing in a care package pretty soon.
I'm partial to Human Torch, personally. I feel we should do an entire episode on him out in the woods here.
Oh, you gotta check out this new comic book. You see, boy, they call this the Navy loves this one, the Submariner. You
Whoa.
see, he's a man in green shorts.
Man.
like, Is that all he wears? Yeah, the Navy loves him.
Let's,
Oh, no
let's
wonder the
see him
Navy
and
loves
see
him.
him obsessed with him here. Oh man. Yeah. I guess yeah, I'm thankful for finally making progress in my scripts in said 2 years that
Oh,
we've
yeah.
had since the show
That-
started. I feel like I've actually, made progress when previously in old episodes I feel it was a stagnant task on the side there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's been really great so far, yeah. You've been doing some amazing work.
I'm very thankful for. I'm thankful for my own progress of, despite all the obstacles in my mind and, in terms of physically doing so, I managed to go forth and do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Did the thing.
Hey, yeah.
Willpower.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a hell of a drug, but it works.
It is, it really is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thankful for you guys being here. Yeah, it's been a fun time.
I'm glad. I'm thankful that you guys are able to put up with all my shit that I put you guys through on these episodes.
Yeah. Always a fun time.
All good.
Especially like my ramblings against Sony's Venom. I don't understand how. I genuinely don't understand how you guys are like, okay, just let them talk. Let's just let them get it out of the system.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's always fun hearing your opinion.
Actually, we've had other stuff going on, so in different zones.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can get
I think-
paid to do this, so I can force you guys to watch Morbius, and then we can actually get paid for
Oh,
it.
don't worry, I'll watch it right
No,
now.
I did actually watch
I
Morbius.
saw it in theaters day one.
More billion
Like-
times.
It shows up in costume and everything, and like
Uh-huh.
everybody's like, "The fuck are you
It's
doing?"
Morbin time, baby.
It's not about
Unironically, I
Morbi
actually
you.
do like
It's about
the-
Morbius.
That's true.
I unironically do actually love the original design for Morbius, the classic edition.
It's
so,
it's pretty nice. I like it.
I would
Oh,
probably
he's-
do that.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh,
go
and-
for the Matt Smith look. Gotta take off your shirt and get all crazy.
Have sex. Have sex.
It's
Yeah.
probably like one of the
That
best scenes in
Uh,
any Marvel movie in years.
I
I can't
feel
stop
so
it.
bad for Matt Smith. He just keeps on getting tossed into American productions. It's
Like Matt, we got
Oh.
something for you, buddy.
All I want to do is just be on stage, but these fucking Americans keep asking me to be in their fucking movies.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Maddie.
It's just like, the poor guy. They see him as the doctor, and then they think, oh my god, he can play my calculating main character. That's totally not terrible.
Oh man.
I swear, you're gonna get something just as good over here in the States.
Man, I guess the only real question we have left is when is Morbius 2 coming out?
Ooh,
Morbius too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
2 more.
As if
2
you could,
PS.
There's too much Morbin time there.
Oh yeah.
I do
Oh,
like
man.
that meme that Jared Leto did, to where like someone asked him, "Hey, what you reading?" And it's like the script to Morbius too. It's literally Morbius. It's Morbin time.
I can believe it. Honestly.
I actually legit cheered when at the end of my run through Midnight Suns, the last person I talked to was Michael Morbius,
Oh
and
my
he
God.
gave a helpful encouragement of Morbin time. And
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I'm ready for battle now,
Finally.
Morbius.
Thank you, Morbius.
I can fight Lilith now. I was discouraged before, but now
It's all
with
coming
Morbin
together.
time at my side, I'm all good.
How funny would it be if like Sony actually continues on with like the Spider-Man less Spider-Man movies, like the villain movies that they insist they need to keep making, but like if collectively the internet came together and like you have like a villain that's of Spider-Man, and they'll do like something to where it's like it's Morbin time, and then Craven comes out. It's Craven time. It's Doctor Octopus movie. It's like it's Ocken
It's
time,
Ocken
or it's
time.
Docken time. Like
Oh,
it's
hell
it's
yeah.
blanking time, and like
Yeah.
they do this for every single villain movie that Sony comes up with.
God, that's how you get the fans there, man. That's gonna work.
It's Vulture time.
I think they already
Vulture.
attempted to do so with Craven, with it making $1 billion.
My God.
So they were already on top of this here.
They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, clearly. Yeah. Yeah. The fan base is all at the ready. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's shocking
Shocking
time.
time.
Docking time.
That's what they gotta say whenever
The
they want.
2099 tour.
When we get the Sinister Six movie, they all have to like come out of the shadows and like say like their line and stuff. It's like, no, guys, together, it's Sinister in time or something. Six in time.
That's when they unite. Previously, they argue about which one goes first with their time, and then they just go, "No, we need to take them down together. It's Sinister
It's
time."
Sinister time. Cue the theme song. Give me a thick of it or something, man. Good needle drop.
Yep, good moment against Spider-Man. Yeah, it's a very heroic thing.
Oh, man.
Very
Against
heroic
this,
villains.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's what
Teenager.
Sony's good. That's what Sony's got going, man.
Speaking of, are they
Yep.
still doing that El Muerte movie with
I hope
Bad
so.
Bunny?
That's been permanently on hold, so sadly it will not make El Mortillion dollars. So,
Don't worry, we can fix this. We can talk about
Mortillion.
and
It's
and of course
Morton.
Donald Glover
It's
got
Morton.
outside of the got out of the Hypno Hustler movie, extorting them to instead like make more Prowler stuff. So
Oh yeah.
he's gotten out of that.
Prowling time.
Yeah.
It's Rowan time.
Yeah, far better work there.
Yeah.
It's
Hypno
Hypno
Hustler,
time
come on.
sounds sketchy as hell.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Don. Gotta go back to the drawing board for that one.
Does that
Amy-
sound like that sounds like something that the Purple Man says before
Yeah.
he gets up to his business?
Oh. It's purple in time.
Yeah,
Purple in time.
yeah. You just feel dirty
Oh
every
my-
time you say it.
Oh my god! Imagine if David Tennant actually did say that. It's purple in time.
Jessica.
Jessica,
Purple in
it's
time.
purple in time.
Oh boy. What a crazy guy.
Oh man. Yep, absolutely.
Jessica, did you get your daily purple today?
Oh god.
Oh no.
Well, that's just something his daughter does actually. Is make someone else purple
Oh.
when he uses their powers. As again, Canadian, I know.
Yeah.
That's definitely on that.
E-
The Purple Man went over to Canada at some point. He had to sell their lands. Yep.
Oh,
Goddamn.
man.
Yeah, like I don't know what Sony's gonna do, but probably something. I mean, Tom Holland at least said that Spider-Man 4 is in safe hands, so
That's true.
I trust him. I trust the little British guy.
I hope
got this,
so.
Tom.
I mean, they said the Spider-Man 4 is supposed to come out like
In
after
between.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which my guess is,
Which I think is
if they're gonna
finally
do-
when they're getting the Venom suit on.
that's exactly what
Yup,
I was thinking, because
Yep.
if
Yep.
Doctor Doom is going to do Battle World, then they're going to have Secret Wars, or the set up 2 Secret Wars. Then Spider-Man's going to get Venom, and then he's going to fight in the black suit in Secret Wars, and then like they'll evolve it to where like they actually have their own version of Venom for the Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Plus maximum merch opportunities. It's basically like the Iron Spider situation where he was initially in the classic suit in Infinity War, and then he puts on the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah.
Just you wait. Like once
And then they're basically
Spider-Man
going to do the same thing with the symbiote, except this time you have a
Exactly.
million variants.
Yep.
that, like,
exactly
progress
what
look
once
over time.
once Spider-Man gets the Venom suit in the MCU, Avi Arad is going to do everything possible to make sure that he stays alive, even if he's just a breathing head. Like, okay, get Venom, get Venom in soon.
It's gonna be a Futurama situation at that point. Just to
Exactly,
get Venom.
exactly. He's going to be one of the heads for Futurama. As long
the
as
first
Venom
one.
is selling, he's going to stay alive.
It's true.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. It's when he no longer makes a Venom $1 million, and
and it's done.
we no
That's
longer
his
have him.
lifeline.
He's dead.
It's his
Yeah,
Horcrux.
he just dies. You're just like, Avi Arad passed away today.
Because
Wait, was
Venom
it
is
from
dead.
cancer or age? It's like, no, the latest 3 Venom movies in a row didn't do so good. So
He released them all on the same day. Just for Avi.
yeah.
That would
Yeah.
would be funny if he makes a Venom toy, like a Horcrux, and he like keeps it in like a very special spot, and he puts it in like a little collection center, like with a whole bunch of Venom and like Spider-Man toys. And it's kind of like in Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. You have to choose which Venom toy
Shows.
is the Horcrux, otherwise
in
they
order
just
to kill
die.
him.
Man, we're laughing about this now, but it's probably gonna happen one day.
Yeah, I'll be how to keep people alive through their merch.
Oh man, I'm still thinking about the in the credits of No Way Home where it says special thanks to Avi Arad.
I
Yeah.
know,
That's great.
right?
He did it.
I did recently notice that when I watched it on Netflix because I got
Yay.
a brief Netflix account for the Tyson fight. And I rewatched the movie of No Way Home, and I noticed that one. It was just like
Yup.
no other producer has this.
Just like Avi paid extra for
Yeah,
that
it-
one.
declared,
not like
like,
Not like a special thanks to like Steve Ditko. It's
Oh,
not a
thanks,
special
Steve.
thanks
Thanks,
to Stanley. It's a special thanks
No.
to fucking Avi
We wouldn't have
Arad.
Spider-Man.
they
without you,
did
Avi.
nothing. Like, they did nothing for Spider-Man. Creating him, that's child's play. Anyone can
Man.
make the character.
Yeah.
I'm the one who sells the toys.
Yeah,
And
Sam wasn't
that's-
selling the toys, man. It was all Avi.
Yeah. I'm Spider-Man. It'll just be like in Spider-Man 2, like when
I'm
J. Jonah
Spider-Man.
Jameson like puts on the Spider-Man costume, but like Avi Arad puts on the Spider-Man costume whenever he's like in like his Scrooge McDuck like vault of money.
Oh man.
Yep. Bathing in money in a Spider-Man and costume.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man is mine. He's all mine.
I am him.
I
Yep.
am Spider-Man.
Yep. Craven Hunter, the original superior Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, I will literally go see Craven if they have a special thanks to Avi Arad.
Oh yeah, that's what you saw.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason to
That's
watch
what we're
it.
here for, honestly. We don't care about anything else.
Oh yeah.
Where are you, Avi?
Oh, Avi.
Yeah. I honestly, I do appreciate the idea of a Craven movie. They just are going about it the wrong way.
I
for
feel like
me.
he's like the easiest villain outside of like maybe Doc Ock to like have like a solo movie for, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird.
At least in terms of ones that like aren't typically anti-heroes. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
Craven would definitely suit it.
yeah.
Let's
yeah.
have
Because he
him-
has been like an occasional mercenary in the past too. So
Yeah,
like he's done some stuff outside of Spider-Man.
But you know what we
Like-
need to do? Let's have him get bitten by a magically buff lion, and he'll get animal
Yeah.
power.
just like the
Like they just
comics.
need them to all have Spider-Man's origin story.
They're like, we can't do Spider-Man, but dang it, we can sure do most of it, just not have Spider-Man.
Yep. Just give everyone his exact origin.
Oh, Uncle Benny. It's gonna
Yep.
lose Uncle Benny or something. This is for you, Uncle Benny.
It was when I lost
Uncle
my
Benny!
Uncle Benny
No! And now I
that I
hunt
had
people.
gone into the
Or-
hunt.
Lion blood.
Uncle Benny was important to us
Radioactive
all.
lion blood.
Wine blood,
they gotta play that in the
radioactive wine
credits.
blood.
Benny.
Wine blood, wine blood, wine blood. Whoa.
God, I would stand up and clap if that came on during the Craven movie.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Oh,
Not Johnny Cash or whatever. Just edited version of the whole theme.
oh. Craven 98.
Yep. Yeah, that was all who they brought back. You know, they couldn't get Christopher Daniel Barnes. They just got
Well,
Craven.
I guess we'll have to go with Craven then.
What has he gotten up to since the old theory?
Yeah, right. What's Craven up to these days?
He's still playing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Project's not a TV show.
Oh man.
He was playing him this whole time. No
I
wonder they never
can't
cast a teenager.
Spider-Man.
Oh.
Well, we've been going on for about 2 hours now.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what
It's
you
almost
guys
as
like?
long
Oh,
as the Batman now,
sorry, I just read this from Drew Underway. Lion blood, radioactive, lion blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta put that as a tagline. or
Jesus
something.
Christ! Imagine if that's the reason why the lion is so buff, like in the trailer
Uh,
for Craven.
Like yeah.
Like,
Drinking
it's
some,
a
like,
radioactive
water.
lion.
It's a radioactive.
It's like
Yeah.
the scene in Incredible Hulk with like the blood that gets into the soda, like just like that starts off with that or whatever, and like the lion
Yeah.
gets to it or something. It's radioactive blood in the water, and the lion drinks it.
Yep. Turns out Craven does take place in the MCU,
Yes.
and it's just going off of that
Yeah, the
old plot point.
soda, yeah. Keeps on going.
That's why you don't feed your lions your soda.
Yeah, that's
I don't know what's
why
in
you
that
don't
thing.
do that.
Man.
Anyway, we've been going on for about 2 hours now. Do you
Yeah.
guys want to
Yeah.
bit longer or wrap it up? It's up to you guys.
Uh,
What are we thinking here? What's the move? What's the play? Where are we dropping?
But we're dropping boys.
We could finish it off with stuff we're
Craven live stream.
anticipating.
We watch
Yeah,
the
great.
trailer and react to it.
I mean, it's not a bad idea if we get money for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Avi. Is
Turn
he
into a
trying
reaction
right
channel only for money.
now?
Sorry, people. But, we're
We
only
all
doing
get
it then.
$1,000 each, and then we'll live stream. You gotta watch it on your own time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll only accept it if we get $1 trillion each.
Crevillion, yeah.
It's true.
Every host gets $1 trillion.
Oh yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
reasonable.
Only fair.
Yeah.
Full of $3 trillion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap compared to the actual earnings of Craven Hunter.
Oh boy.
And I'll tell you, much cheaper than Bitcoin.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, easily. So take it or leave it, people.
Yeah. Come on.
Unless become a reaction
Your
channel,
move,
that's how
Sony.
you do it. We're giving you free prep here. That's how these movies make for $1 billion.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Amy Pascal is like seeming like through like her ears, and, like as she's listening to this, just those fucking boys. I'll show them a Craven movie.
Like, I am definitely grateful though that they like reshot some things too. Like there's at least some awareness there to not just toss these out at random.
Yeah, they're like, oh well, it's as good as we could do. So here you go.
like I do appreciate that they're doing like major reshoots to like add more to this thing. So I'll see how that goes. I guess.
We'll have to have to do a live stream in the theater. Watch it watch party in the theater. Yeah.
I mean,
mean,
I actually think I can make that happen.
All right, let's do it.
I have to buy out like the entire room, but possible.
All
yeah,
right.
probably.
Easy enough.
I think we just be looked at like very weird.
Yeah, we're doing a live stream, here, guys. Relax.
Yeah, sorry, sir. This is a private screening. There's like only like 3 people like with 3 computers out.
Our fans
Yeah.
want this, okay? We're doing it for them.
Yeah, you gotta bring all these screens so they can all see it.
Sir, can you move? I don't think I can. I'm stuck. But
I'm
leave
literally
me.
Armin Zola in
This
a
has to
chair.
happen.
Oh man.
So here's what we can do. We can close out with anticipated projects for the future.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys excited for anything coming out next year or
Ah,
in
2025.
the future?
2025. Woo.
I am still looking forward to Ironheart, given that like we
Yeah.
got new footage and
Practical
stuff. That was
effects.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's really cool stuff there.
Well,
with the
I'm glad
scene. I
somebody
learned
is.
initially what the scene was looking at,
yeah.
like in like the set photos and stuff, but now actually seeing it in action, pretty awesome.
That's good to see.
Definitely didn't cheap out on TV, so that was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Daredevil as well. A lot of good news
Oh,
about
baby.
it shifts around, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of what we were saying earlier about Iron Fist, he's like an earlier Iron Fist is confirmed to show up for Eyes of Wakanda, so that was really cool. Basically, a way of replacing Iron Fist without
Oh,
replacing Iron Fist.
Is that the? So wait a minute. Is Eyes of Wakanda supposed to be the 3rd Black Panther movie?
No, it's supposed to be
No,
like
no,
a prequel animated series, like
Yeah.
detailing like earlier stories of Wakanda.
Mhm.
Like throughout its
Oh,
history.
okay.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool way of like continuing that story in different ways, expanding
Oh,
that.
okay.
part of the
So
world.
there is going to be. Okay,
Yeah, it's still going to be a third Wakanda,
with,
like Black
Denzel,
Panther.
Yeah.
so you're
This is a different thing.
Yeah.
saying Rand's not going to be the Iron Fist at the time.
Ah,
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an ancestor to like the different monks of Kunlun and stuff.
Mhm.
That,
Okay, that makes
wielded
sense.
the fist of Shao.
That's a
Yeah.
surprise to me
Yeah.
because like I remember watching like What If. I haven't seen the other seasons, but like was wondering, it's like, well, you have all these properties. Why not introduce like other or new characters to these people so you can hype them up when like they get their own movies? Because with like What If, they only did characters that people already know about. Like say like oh, what if T'Challa was Star-Lord, or what if Captain Carter, or what if Agent Carter becomes Cap Carter, or if like what if
I mean,
like
that's at least slightly
there's an
different
Avengers team
because
that's
that's
made by like the
introducing the
Watchers
concept of Captain Britain, but still, like that's the closest that they went.
Right, but like,
beforehand.
but they're not like introducing like other characters like for people to get invested in. Like say like let's say like Iron Fist or like Daredevil shows up in like What If, and then like people like hear like, oh, there's a TV show for
It definitely would have been
What
good
If, or like one of the cartoons that they done,
cross-examination
and then
there.
like they'll get excited about that movie. Right.
Like in their case,
So,
it's, you know,
I don't
obviously
know
that
why
these characters already were on TV, but yeah, I get your point there.
Hmm.
Right,
So
because like
frankly,
especially if you're trying to
Marvel
like bring in the
Zombies,
X-Men, like
yeah, yeah. That was
I
why
don't
Storm was
I
such a
don't know
good
how they're
idea.
gonna
Yeah. Like
yeah
that
I don't
she's
know how
added
they're
to
gonna
this
do
latest
Marvel
season.
Zombies like I don't know how they're gonna do Marvel Zombies like on its own, like as a TV show. Are they gonna do the original
Yeah.
story?
I'm guessing parts of it, just like they did with that one-off episode. Like, you know, how they had T'Challa being you know, dissected and like that part of it, but that was kind of it. Um,
Yeah.
like they have that, but like, yeah, like probably just small bits, just like that, for the series, but generally still doing their own thing. Um,
Well, because
for
I
instance,
think
one
like
thing
Marvel
that they are
Zombies.
like, one thing that they are adapting is the fact that the zombies do have intelligence, because previously they were
Yeah.
mindless in the one-off episode, but in this new show, Icarus is going to be like the head honcho zombie, and like turns out the Eternals are bitten. You know, they still keep some of their minds.
Mhm.
So that's how they're going to address that plot point from the books. Is through like him. Um, it might be interesting, depending on how they do that. Plus, it gives, you know, the actor a little more to do with the character.
True.
So, yeah.
I mean,
I'm certainly curious about that one.
maybe I just have a small imagination, but I think like how they did Marvel Zombies in What If was fine. Like the idea for it, and like if they decide to make
Yeah.
like the zombies more intelligent in What If, I can see that happening. But like if they decide to make it its own show, it's got to be something big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely need a big banger of a thing there. I mean, I guess the main difference is that, yeah, this one's R-rated, while, like, you know, the What If episodes obviously aren't.
True.
Like, makes sense there to have a divider there on that one, and frankly, they probably should have at the very beginning, in order to, like, save you an episode slot, like, right there.
If I were them, if like you had to make Marvel Zombies, I would make it more like a Werewolf by Night, to where it's like more like a short film, or like an animated short film, or maybe even like a film itself, but like just do it like a one-off kind of thing, because I don't see how.
I mean,
And
Werewolf by Night is not a one-off, though. It, like, still takes place within the MCU.
Right.
Which in this
Werewolf
case,
by Night, like
too.
yeah, Werewolf
Like, in the
is
wider
like
multiverse. Anyway.
right. Werewolf like it's like its own thing, like in the MCU. But I'm just saying, like with Marvel Zombies, like given the context of like the heroes like eating each other, I don't see how. And maybe like I said, maybe this is just because I have a small imagination. Maybe like how exactly would you want to continue that, especially if it's gonna be a TV show? Like why not just make it like a one-off thing, like a one-off story?
Well, it is gonna be a one-off story anyway. It's a limited series. You know how these things work on Disney Plus. You know, like it practically is a movie in a way. You know, it's just pedantics on what it is.
Yeah,
Divided
13-hour movie like on
weeks.
Netflix.
Yeah. Well, not that long, but you know, 9 hours probably. Very good most there. But yeah, I definitely look forward to Storm ending it all for this thing. For her being like the conclusion for What If. I just wish, yeah, they did a lot more creative stuff there with
right. Like
extra characters.
You can do like anything, man. Just, and then in free season.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Like, obviously, you know, limited within the premise of this thing, which is like, you know, the one small change from an MCU event created the events of this episode, but still, you know, could still have you interact with a few new characters.
Yeah.
That, like,
Right.
haven't been seen before. That can still happen.
It's kind of like playing like a video game, like with a whole bunch of like characters, like say Capcom versus Marvel, right? To where you got like a whole obscure like selection of characters, and there's gonna be characters that you don't recognize in there, but like the more you play the game, the more you're gonna get familiar with characters that you're not familiar with before, and then you can get excited for them later on, like when they get their own projects. Because like I remember playing a Capcom
Absolutely,
versus Marvel, and like they had Nova, who I wasn't really familiar with. Doctor Strange, I wasn't familiar with too much, and I think Rocket Raccoon was in there. And then like I only knew him because like Guardians came out. It's like, oh hey, I can actually play as him now. And then like even Iron Fist. So when the show came out, I'm like, ah, sweet, Iron Fist is coming out. And then I saw Iron Fist, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like it leads to some advantages, and this is also like something that the original book had. Again, big What If fan of the comic like series. Like, you know, a lot of those one shots, you know, you had characters within stories that they normally wouldn't be in, like an Iron Man What If that like takes him veered off course from his origin would have him like run into like Radioactive Man, or you know the Fantastic Four, which you know he didn't interact with in Origin, but here you do, because one slight difference.
Yeah.
Or you know Spider-Man, someone that you wouldn't really expect Spider-Man to run into, at least not back then.
Yeah, or just like reimaginings of the characters. Like that's how we get like Jane Foster 4. Like that's where that comes from back in the 70s.
Yeah, it was way back then where they had like, what if Jane Foster was Thor? Or Thor Dis was the name that they went with, which is just like, what even is that?
Sure.
It seems like the setup to a prank.
Yeah, right.
Who Dis? Thor Dis.
Thor Dis.
Yeah, it still was a fun book though. Like they definitely played around with the tropes of the time very well there. I definitely appreciated that. And it was also a nice, cool detail of them like bringing back that one shot in the collection volumes of Jane Foster's Thor when she like literally became Thor.
Yeah.
In the comics far later.
Yeah.
Just like, here's a throwback back to when we first did this.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody makes fun of the context of that character.
Yeah. It's
yeah, and especially puts
like, they didn't really do it like in a mocking way either, which was cool.
Yeah.
Where like, you know, they didn't go like, oh, thankfully we're not like this book from back in the early days of comics. Like, no, they were respectful to like what they did before.
Yeah, because I love it. I absolutely love it when they say, "Oh, isn't this from the past ridiculous?"
Yeah.
Can't get enough of that.
Oh yeah.
It worked really for what they were going for there. Like, but yeah, like I kind of did appreciate that. It's why like What If Season 2, the '80s Avengers episode was probably my favorite one of them.
Cool. Yeah.
At least for that season, because like, you know, focus on heroes we didn't really focus on that much in the main movies. And like, yeah, not just the mainstream ones, like some of the other episodes often do. So yeah. Of course, it doesn't help that like they keep on wanting to make it into a linear narrative, which just wastes time.
That's kind of annoying,
yeah. But yeah, that's my What If rant. Sorry about that.
Hey,
that's okay. That's okay. That's the place to do it.
Yeah.
Actually, off topic, but I wanted to get your guys' opinion. I know we've only seen like a cinematic trailer of it, but the idea of it I find interesting. What do you guys think about Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra? Have you heard of this? What do you think about it?
I do definitely enjoy this thing so far. Like, this like Black Panther, past story there with a younger, brasher Captain America, which
Yeah.
we don't really see most of the time. We definitely see a more heroic image of him often enough, and like if we don't have him in his most heroic, we say that oh yeah, that was John Walker, or that was like these other people. It's like sometimes Steve can be a bit brash himself, and like
Yeah.
I appreciate that going a new angle with him.
Yeah. Pretty
Um,
sick.
that they like had a like clip of like Black Panther and Captain America's confrontation at the bridge, which I cannot stop rewatching.
Even right now.
It's so epic. Yeah, I'm still watching.
Dude, I fucking
As
love
well, Carrie
God.
Payton just owns it. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Oh yeah.
it's doing epic in it.
Legend.
Absolutely. Like as Pachenko, I believe.
Hmm.
Oh, not Pachenko. Zuri. Yeah, Zuri is who he's playing. But yeah, like I look forward to that one, especially that sequence, because it's like it's rare when a superhero game has you play as two superheroes at once, that those characters are put against each other,
Yeah.
like in actual conflict.
I
Like
was actually gonna
that
ask
has
if you
never
guys
really been
or not.
a
I
thing.
was gonna ask, do you switch in between the games, or do you like pick a character, you play the story, and then you go back to play like the other character point of view of the story?
I think it's a linear to the point where like yeah, you like switch depending on the sequence within the story.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's Captain America's turn today, but then
Tomorrow it's
you
Black
switch to
Panther.
this point in the story, and then yeah, you're playing as Black Panther.
Hmm.
Um, as well as I think some of their allies, so that's unconfirmed right now. Like I think that's just rumors, but where you get to play as like the Dora Milaje or the Howling Commandos,
Give me that
at
Howling
least
Commandos
a
gameplay.
few
That'd be
core
sick.
allies.
Yeah.
Hand
Yeah.
it over.
Hand it over right now.
Don't-
Yeah, I got some of those, which is really cool. Like
Yeah.
I'd appreciate some of that for
Oh, yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, both teams at their back, are pretty iconic in their own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, both the Dora Milaje and the Howling Commandos. They both have their fun times. I think the one constant is that the only person cast so far who is not playable is Howard Stark.
Aw, man.
Like, yeah,
Howard Stark
they're the
side.
one's absolutely. Yeah.
1943, Howard Stark.
The Howard
The
Stark
Howard Stark
story.
free.
Yeah.
That's
Plays
what I'd
Iron
buy.
Man
In between
dad
times where he
without
plays,
the
in between times of playing as Cap and Black Panther, you have to crouch down and stealth past some Nazis.
He's
as
got the
Howard
stealth
Stark.
gun, don't worry.
Yeah, you get a stun gun.
Yeah. He made a
Yeah.
taser, decades before everyone else did, just to electrocute.
Oh, yeah.
Captain America finds a secret Wakandan garrison, and then he sends in Howard
Howard.
Stark.
I
To,
need you on this mission.
yeah, he
Don't
goes
worry,
to,
Cap, I got
and
this.
take him down one by one like Batman.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need that.
There's a lie I didn't tell you, Tony, about the time that I got stared at by a Nazi and then it was game over. That's why you're not born.
There's a reason why I have Jarvis as my servant. He is the one who protects the world from me.
Oh, man.
From stun gunning everyone on the planet.
Oh, Howard.
Oh man.
Well, we talked about what I was looking forward to. Christopher, what are you looking forward to in 2025?
Living another year. No.
Why?
Good point. Good point. It's time to die.
Yeah, it's time to stop.
It's time to stop.
But
No.
Honey Hatter just made Christopher suicidal.
No, yeah, I'm definitely.
Your world. I've decided why. Just why? 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 Goodbye.
Why?
Oh man.
Why?
Yeah, but yeah, definitely looking forward to Born Again. I hope they can pull it off. Thunderbolts is looking pretty fun too. Looks like a fun,
Yeah,
fun
Thunderbolt's
romp.
looking amazing.
So yeah, looking forward to that.
That was my most hyped film for Phase 5, so yeah,
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to that.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's looking like a lot of fun. Looks like a fun action movie with some quirky characters. So I'm all in for that, and
Yeah.
obviously looking forward to the anime adaptation of Batman Forever. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming up.
Wait, is that actually real?
It will be when I make it.
Oh man.
Only in my dreams, sadly.
Will it have
I
the
mean,
deleted
unironically,
scene?
yeah,
That,
I was
of
just gonna
course.
say, like,
Yeah,
the
of
lead
course.
Yes,
scene would be
that's what I was
epic
gonna
in
ask.
that, man.
Quintessential. Put that in the opening.
Yeah. Full gargoyles moment right there.
Oh man. Yeah, it's looking like a pretty solid year for Marvel, hopefully.
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 It's looking pretty good. Yeah, they're full up because they finally had the strikes lifted. They can make all the stuff that they want now.
Yeah. We got Fantastic Four as well. It's gonna be exciting too.
I hope so.
Third time's a charm. Hopefully.
So
technically
we
fourth,
made the
but,
last one dark and depressing. What do you think these people want? Melancholy. Okay, let's go for it.
Yeah, let's go 60s and melancholy.
Hey.
Why not?
That's the name of my band, actually.
60s and melancholy.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I love how people are wondering why the film is called First Steps with the subtitle when it's like you do realize there was Fantastic Four movies before this, right?
Yeah, they were walking in that. They were making steps already.
Yeah, I just mean about people thinking that they should call this one just Fantastic Four. Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's
no,
yeah,
that
there's
name's
we already had a
taken.
few of those.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, it would be the fourth adaptation film-wise, like live-action film-wise. Only if you count the straight to DVD, not DVD. The one that didn't make it to theaters.
Yeah, the one from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The one that looks like a Goosebumps episode.
I love it.
And then 2005's Fantastic Four looks like a Goosebumps reboot.
All goes back to
And
Goosebumps.
then and Four Stick looks like the modern Disney Plus version coming out too.
I was gonna say Zack Snyder, but
Goosebumps.
yeah,
Zack
that's close too.
Snyder's Goosebumps.
Yeah, if there's a
I love that.
hypothetical Zack Snyder's Goosebumps, that Fan Four Stick would be what it would look like.
Yeah. He's gotta
Actually,
make
I-
that next.
I can actually believe
Yeah.
that. I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm partially joking, but the way that was directed, I can actually see that being a version of Goosebumps that Zack Snyder makes.
Oh yeah,
Man.
That
he'd just end up remaking Fan Four Stick and not realizing what he unleashed.
Oh no.
I actually can't believe that Zack Snyder would be. I don't want to say dumb enough, but ignorant enough to not realize that.
I mean, he is one who literally thought that he made more money than Barbie with Rebel Moon. So
Yeah, true.
If you
I
take
am kind of doubting his
viewership-
insight.
if you take the viewership of Rebel Moon, we would have made more money than Barbie. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of
Sure,
course.
sure,
Right.
And it's definitely a good sign when you're saying that you would have made more money than Barbie. Sure.
Yep, that's your high note there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your greatest competition there.
Yep.
But-
At that point, just give up. That movie is
Zach-
amazing. Take the L.
We're gonna talk to Zach about this when we bring him on next
Yeah.
time.
Zach, just Zach, just sit down. Sit down. Just take a nap. Take a nap. You'll feel better when you wake.
Yep.
Well, guys, I promise. If you look at Zach, just sit down.
It's
Sit
okay.
down, have a
Zach,
sip
it's
of water.
alright.
Have a
Dasani.
sip of Dasani.
There we go.
Yep.
And it comes back full circle.
It does. We
Fresh
start at the
fitness
Dasani,
taste.
we end at the sun.
Just like Well, thank you guys very much for coming on.
Oh, thank you
And
for
thank you
having
for
us.
putting up with everybody else on the
Thank you.
stream for 3 hours.
Hey, always
I
fun. Always
do
fun.
hope that you guys have I do hope that you have a great Thanksgiving. And Victor, I know you already had your on us.
Yep. Always pull
it's
up
our
on
gift.
Moose.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We'll bring out the emergency moose. You're gonna need it. But yeah, I know we don't exactly have a big audience. That's fine. Maybe we'll get a bigger one. Maybe we'll get a smaller one. We'll see.
Ooh, hopefully.
You never know.
I'm thankful for the
but
ones we
whoever's-
have, though.
Yeah.
But to the literal 3 people listening and or watching, see who's watching right now on YouTube. To the literal 3 people watching right now, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for putting up with our bullshit for 50 episodes. Here's to another 50.
Yeah.
Hopefully with more people and more of talks of nerdy stuff from people who very much annoy you. But for
yeah.
comedy's sake. We do this to make sure that you feel both pain and pleasure at the same time, because we're semi-professionals.
Both a gift and a curse.
Yes,
We
exactly.
do our
Much like
best.
knowledge,
You'll have both.
we do our best. But I've rambled on long enough. I've been your host, the Funny Hatter. I've had with me Kane. Hopefully he's listening. Kane, we're watching you. Don't think you're off the hook yet. Christopher, the Z-Man.
Hey.
Victor, the X-Man. Thank you guys
Hello.
very much for putting up with us 50 episodes, and we hope to see you, and not just see you, we hope to see you in the studio with us, our studio. We hope
Oh,
to see
yeah,
you.
right
We
here.
hope to hear you on the show.
We did it.
Bye-bye.